Welcome to the Planescape, where good and evil clash, where law and order maintain their delicate balance, the battleground for gods and monsters. Many heroes have written their legends in the stars of the astral sea, but these are not their stories. The Per Aspera and her crew, Kyana, Finbar, Virla, and Dani, may not be the stuff of legends yet, but they're definitely rolling with difficulty.
Hello, and welcome back to Rolling with Difficulty, the adventures of the crew of the Per Aspera. I am always your humble dungeon master, Austin. We're off to a good, strong start already. I, as always, am your humble dungeon master, Austin, with all of our wonderful players. Say hello, everyone.
Hey.
Hello,
everyone.
What's up? Noir, we
Everyone's
talked about
here.
this.
Aww. Yeah, but I still do it.
We're so excited to be back and to have you back. Last week, I promised a very relaxing episode and then delivered a huge knockdown, drag-out fight, gut punch at the end instead. So this week, you have my word. No drama, just easygoing slice of life on the Astral Sea.
Insight
Oh,
check.
sure. Insight.
DMs.
Insight check.
Don't believe you.
Natural
we actually
one.
do have something.
-1, so 0.
Is that Danny's insight or
Keep
your
those
insight?
going. Keep those going.
Yes.
Well, I got a dirty 19, but you don't need to tell me if you're
huge.
lying.
Oh, I also got a dirty 19.
Austin just sends
Holy crap.
all of the DM notes that he's prepped for this episode.
DM notes. Here's what happens tonight. Click, click, click,
Incredible.
No,
We actually do have something special and unique at
Yes.
the beginning of this
Yes.
episode. I'm actually just going to throw it over to Sophia to
Yes,
do that.
please. I will catch that, unwrap it, and then open it up because it's a promo. But we got another great, really cool D&D actual play podcast that we're just kind of partnering with to give a little shout out to because they're great. So the Homebrew, a D&D play podcast, is a sci-fi skinned D&D 5th edition adventure. An epic space opera focused on characters and storytelling set in a brutal universe riddled with cryptic alien temples, psychotic space cults, and tyrannical intergalactic corporations. It's equal parts chaos, emotion, and shenanigans, which, you know, we here at Rolling with Difficulty love ourselves some shenanigans, even if we don't remember them after coming back from the Feywild. They publish weekly everywhere fine podcasts can be found. Just search for The Homebrew, a D&D play podcast. And these guys are really, really cool. They do some very fun sci-fi skinned D&D stuff, which, you know, we're sort of an alt D&D style show too. So we gotta rep them there.
I was going to say that synopsis sounds very familiar.
It's a very cool show. If you're looking for more D&D fix in between our uploads, definitely go check them out. And we're very excited to be able to give them a little shout out on the show. So shout out to The Homebrew, a D&D play podcast. Back to you, Austin. I'm gonna wrap this back up, seal the envelope, and chuck it over to you. Did you catch it?
What is this bit?
Yeah, I'm going to drop that metaphor like a hot potato and go right into the beginning of the episode.
Don't shame me.
I'm going to scoop it up and put it back in the pot before it gets ruined and nobody can eat it. So
The metaphor of a hot potato.
Munch, munch.
We can't have this.
And
the potato.
Can't have this
scene.
potato be cold.
Thank you to everyone who just yes-anded this.
So anyway, last time on Rolling with Difficulty.
Last time on
Rolling with Difficulty.
Last time.
You guys got to celebrate after many trials and tribulations between hell, between Acheron, between saving Finbar's home in the Feywild. You finally got a chance to put up your feet, eat a good, well, an even better than normal meal with Finbar aboard.
Of course.
A meal surrounded by good-natured people who were interested about you. Partook of these treats. Left the Feywild with some new gifts of your own, very exciting. Some of you remembered this, some of you not so much, and returned to your ship with the intention of finally finishing out on this contract you took with Uncle Otto.
Yes.
At this point,
been a hot
weeks
minute.
ago, after the
It's probably fine.
It's fine.
It's probably fine. I don't know what you guys are worried about. Upon arriving back at the ship, you found that most things seemed to be in order. However, there was a stowaway. Old acquaintance, once potential enemy, potential ally, now In the wind, Ione came to warn Kyana that after all this time, the people who were looking for her had finally found her. Former mentor from the Cenobium Tenebris that she hails from, Prior Sephram, was aboard and threatened Dani. A fight broke out. She grabbed Kyana, made a break for it, but a combination of good decisions and powerful abilities, in spite of some bad rolls, you guys were able to defeat Sephram, and Kyana delivered the final blow, sending her body sailing over the edge of the ship and plummeting down past Sigil into the outlands many, many miles below. You guys plane shifted back to the Astral Sea, and it is here that we find ourselves, that low, perfectly in pitch, harmonized hum gently filling the air as the ship slowly makes its way through that mirrored surface of the sea, the ripples spreading their way behind the ship. It has been quite the last couple hours, I should say, between returning from the Feywild and then the fight. So let's go around the ship and see what everyone is up to. Dani, what is Dani up to currently?
Yeah, down in the boiler room, sirens blaring, wee woo, wee woo, wee woo. There's steam hissing out everywhere because last episode is part of the fight. Dani shot a hole into the boiler of the ship and unleashed a magic surge. So not only is she blue, but she is rushing around the engine room trying to fix anything that's broken as fast as possible so that the tranquility of the Astral Sea is not broken by us exploding mid-flight. So she's just like in the zone fully.
First thing, it's the motive force generator that
Great.
blew up.
Names. Whoop.
Second thing, go ahead and make a craftsman's check. This would be, I guess, Tinker's Tools. You know the drill, double proficiency plus intelligence.
Yeah.
Over the course of several hours to try and solve this dilemma you created for yourself.
That's a 19.
19?
Oh,
yes, hold on.
Can Plug take the help
19 is
action on
good.
this? Could Plug assist?
If Plug is better at using tools than you are, Plug can take the help action. Otherwise, you could help Plug.
Ooh, with a
Little
10
screwdriver and
intelligence.
his little kitty paws.
Plug is more dexterous than Dani, so theoretically, if it was a dexterity thing and not an intelligence thing, he would be better with tools than I am.
Your
The
cat's
slap in the
more.
face of
I'm
Plug
not-
was
I guess
smarter
that
than
makes
Dani.
sense.
My cat is 1 point more
If we-
dexterous than I am, yes.
Oh, okay. That's
Well,
fair.
if we're ever in trouble, we'll need Plug to pick the lock, I guess.
Yes.
We've had a rogue
He's
this
our
whole
rogue.
time.
He's our rogue.
We've had a captain this whole time.
Yeah, so you're able to take some, you guys, no captain, no charisma. I love you guys. You're able to turn down some of the motive force to prevent this thing from overloading with this hole in it, as well as basically weld metal to like patch it up and keep the engine the generator running as it should. The boat does not need to stop. Probably
I need
you'll
50
need,
cc's of
you know,
mental power. Where's my carburetor? Where's that atom wrench? I need heads. Stat.
Captain, engines are at full.
You're completely alone in this room.
Just talking to Plug. Just do a
Did
little
you
role
say
play.
something?
Yeah, pretty
Dani.
much. The walkie-talkies are on,
Doing
so
little
the intercom,
voices.
so everyone can hear it.
Yeah.
Holding up,
Finbar's
like,
next
different
door
random
in the
items.
kitchen.
Next door in the
She's
kitchen.
talking to herself again. All right, yeah.
like Vine style, putting random objects on your head to signify different characters.
Yeah.
Captain, engines are full. Aye, aye, sir.
Just Alucard, you've got a couple dolls of everyone sitting on the shelf.
Oh, no.
All of them suspiciously blue now.
Oh,
God,
that's
I'm
yes,
having
that's true. Fantastic. You're able to patch it. The ship runs fine. You're probably going to need some more time to make this, sing sweet like it's supposed to. Make it so that there doesn't seem to be a patch job, but it's going to be all right.
You're gonna be okay,
and you'll
baby,
probably
I'm
need to turn
sorry.
the engine fully off to do that, but you're going to get to brass, not even at a limp, at a decent pace, and then you can do full repairs at your leisure in brass or somewhere else as well if you prefer.
Excellent.
Yeah, Finbar, you hear all that. What is Finbar up to after all of this?
He's merely prepping for the next expedition out, or keeping an eye out in case something is still on the ship. But he's basically just cleaning the kitchen after Plug got everywhere.
I like
cabinets
that,
have been blown open, ingredients all over the ground.
I like that Finbar's concern is Plug having messed up the kitchen and not the evil monk who just threw hands in the kitchen not like an hour ago.
She barely knocked anything
care
down.
of that. We took care of that.
Yeah, she's pretty agile.
She was fairly graceful coming in to this kitchen. The only person making a whole lot of noise and a whole lot of mess was Dani, actually.
Yeah, as far as
How funny
collateral
that is.
damage goes, it's been all you.
Let's see.
You burned the gangplank. You blew a hole in the engine room.
Yeah.
That's true. You actually also blew up a bunch of the ship with thunder waves, I think. So that's gonna need.
That's
some
right.
Yes,
time.
you
Do
hit the
know-
ship
Yeah.
with a few
Does
thunder
Dani know
waves.
mending?
Yeah. Dani does know mending.
Okay.
Really?
So mending
That's
will go
good.
a long way in this case.
Finbar at one point, though, knowing that Dani is busy, although you don't need to eat on the astral sea, will occasionally send a snack her way.
Aw.
Just one of the cupcakes will say world's best mechanic.
Aw.
As he spends the rest of his day basically cleaning up.
Aw.
Plug carrying it in on a little plate on its hat.
He just sticks his like plug tail into it, and that's how he transports the cupcake around.
They're all blue.
Oh.
Oh yeah, all the cupcakes are blue. Yes.
Oh yes.
Of course.
To match my new aesthetic.
Solidarity.
That's very funny. Virla, you are piloting the ship currently?
Yep. I suppose I can't assume that he'll be doing that for the entire duration, so I'm assuming there are some times when he is able to rest and take a break, but
Yeah.
bit of a long
This is the
shot
immediate
whenever-
aftermath.
Yeah.
Shortly, you
Oh,
can
okay.
switch out your shift with Kyana,
Fair
I
enough.
assume. Which, before we get to Kyana, how's Virla's head state? How's he feeling?
I think all things considered, he's all right. Something tells me that this isn't really the first time Dandy's nearly blown up the ship. I think he's he has since
You
made
have
his
known her
peace
the
with it.
longest of anyone here, so
Yeah. Given where he came from, the ship being in any sort of workable state is a net positive. So Dani would have to do a lot of damage to kind of actually get Virla riled up in that respect.
I hadn't even
But-
considered the friendship implications of blowing up the John, but rip.
But
John
he's
is,
all right.
is a term in the city.
It's a technical term, actually. Like, a lot of mechanics will say, "Pass me that John. What's that John over there doing?"
Is
know.
the city of Brass
refers-
just Philadelphia? Is that why they all
Yes.
can't pronounce water?
Yes.
No,
Yeah.
it just
Yes.
it refers to the fact that a disproportionate number of
on
mechanics
this
in the city of
podcast-
Brass
No,
are
no,
named
no.
John.
Canonically on this podcast,
Oh,
it's spelled
dear.
differently. It's JAWN, not JOHN. The
dear.
city of Brass is just
I'll be
equivalent
the
to
judge
Philly.
of that. That's my Planescape.
I wrote it in my backstory, Austin.
No,
I
some
think
of them
if
are
you check
spelled
the tape-
Jon. Some of them are spelled
Let's go to the- oh, damn. Courtroom
Jeann.
stenographer. Read that back. As long as we're on the subject, Kyana. What's Kyana? The last we left, you were just lying on the deck.
I'm still lying on the deck. I'm hoping to stay here for long enough to get a long rest. I'm just looking at the sky.
Okay, yeah.
It's been a bad day. It was a good day, and then it became a bad day.
Is there anything more to that, or is it just sort of, unresolved traumas coming up? Or is there what kind of thoughts are going through Kyana's mind?
There's certainly some of that, but I think I'm starting to wonder why these guys are so hell-bent on bringing me back, because, Ione, as far as I'm concerned, we were basically the same, level of monk in the monastery, and, when Ione left, they brought her back, but they just brought her back to send her after me, so I'm starting to wonder what exactly their game is, because I never thought I was that important in the monastery. And they just sent someone really strong after me who died. And this is weird and bad, probably. So it's just it's a bad situation.
It's a good insight from someone with high insight, I think.
Thank you.
You lie there under the starlight. We'll go ahead and say, because Virla will have to shift off after 8 hours, so if you want to go ahead and take a long rest now, and then
Yes,
Virla will shift
please.
off after you take a long rest. By the way, your new shawl, which you obtained
Yes.
from the Furbolg. I don't know if you're wearing it, or she has it like tied around something, or what the case would be. But if it's out under the starlight, it is beautifully sparkling, as if the fabric itself is embedded with almost like mica, but it's only doing it under the starlight, and it's got a beautiful shimmer as you move it back and forth.
Well, that is gorgeous.
It's a very nice gift.
Yes.
You guys set up different people with different levels of stress going on. Dani trying to handle all the drama of the engine room, and Kyana trying to put this behind her in some sense, taking her long rest. 8 hours pass. It's going to take a little more than that to get to the portal to the plane of fire that you usually take. So if you want to switch off, now would be an excellent time.
I would appreciate that.
Yeah, I'll navigate the ship.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Kyana, you take over, barely hitching to get along as the ship continues to move forward at the same speed. Virla, I assume you return back to your quarters?
Yeah. For the first hour or so, I want to finally... I wasn't able to do it before, like 2 sessions ago or whatever, but I will want to attune to that Scarf of Speed that I got from Agden.
Oh, yeah.
Fantastic. Yes, you're attuned to the
Accessorize.
the Agden Scarf. So go ahead. I believe I said, shoes, boots of speed or something is the magic item.
Yeah.
I've
reflavored it as it's a Scarf of Speed now.
Yes. It's really long. It's got cloak because you wrap it around your neck a few times and it trails down your back almost to your feet.
Oh.
Ooh.
It's probably like 15 feet long.
Oh damn!
Ooh.
It's really
Fancy
long.
scarf.
You get fancy
How the hell
with how
did
you
you
wrap
wear
it.
But it's certainly a cool aesthetic. You get like a big ends up being like a big collar kind of around your neck.
Oh, gorgeous.
Nice.
Oh, I love
sense.
that.
Very, very
Virla's
cool.
very happy. Yeah.
Now, Noir, we had discussed off podcast some stuff. Do you want to take a long rest, or do you want to do any sort of checks now? Any research now, I should say.
To avoid getting some exhaustion, he hasn't taken any damage from the last battle, so he wouldn't need to take a long rest in order to heal up or
also,
anything
you
like
can't
that.
really gain... you can gain exhaustion from exerting yourself too much on the astral sea, but because time doesn't pass, you don't age. You don't...
Yeah.
You only need to sleep to recover stuff you spend. You don't need to sleep because you feel tired. So...
That is true. I did spend some spells. So I think he will eventually. I think for Warforged, you only need to be in like the stasis for 6 hours, I believe.
Yeah, something like that. Well, the whole rule with long rests, I believe, is that it's an 8-hour rest, but 6 of them have to be spent unconscious, and 2 of them can be spent doing light activity. So...
Yeah. So I think he'll want to spend 2 of those hours. He's not really sure how to go about this. He had the idea that he'd probably need to search some other source of knowledge that wasn't just his data spheres, but he'll start with his collection. He wants to find out what happened to his crew. He's not really sure. He'll spend a good chunk of that, probably like the first 10 minutes or so, rewatching the data sphere that sort of summarized the events immediately before and then sort of directly after and then following. That gap of knowledge in his a gap of knowledge that is still as of yet unexplained. But he would want to sort of try and focus on maybe if there was something that he missed in sort of the year since reawakening, if there's anything that he heard about, displaced Mechanites, about any noteworthy Githyanki raiding crews that might have been known for taking their prisoners, or any sort of anomalous events that resulted in disappearances.
Let's go ahead and do... So there's going to be a history check involved here. But I also kind of feel like you're trying to do like an insight check as well, too. So, does that make sense? You're trying to sort of examine what you missed, and then solve the problem, seeing with whatever new information you might unearth. So, first go ahead and roll me an insight check.
Yes, sir. Ooh, okay. 21.
Oh, nice.
Solid.
21, fantastic. Hold on, Austin needs to bring up some notes real quick. A 21 on insight. You're going through and reliving those moments that are non-corrupted from that final memory sphere you have. It's difficult to watch because each time you know exactly how it plays out. You've played it frontwards, backwards. so many times, and with an insight check, I think you realize you're both observant and intelligent. And for in D&D terms, you're both insightful and investigative. You realize that you're picking over these details and you're trying to find the detail you missed. Maybe it was never going to solve anything. You keep going back to the scene of the crime and looking at everything that was left there, and you realize maybe what you need to be doing is changing your viewpoint to the bigger picture and seeing if maybe that would yield something. So to continue using investigative terms, you've gone over the evidence from the scene of the crime over and over again, and you start wondering, okay, maybe I should be looking at connections between the victim or someone outside knowledge or something of that account, So with this new perspective, go ahead and roll. It's going to have a modified DZ because you rolled so high in the insight. Go ahead and roll a history check for me.
Okay.
Come on, Virla. Oh no, Virla.
That's a natural 1.
No.
Man.
Maybe he should have
Okay.
advantage on account of how good that roll was.
The highs and lows of literal highs and lows.
Okay. You are going to get something from this, actually.
Oh.
This
Sure.
is fascinating. I have notes for what happens if you
Oh,
rolled a
God.
1. I knew that this could happen.
Wow.
Interesting.
Wow.
Okay.
And the short part of this is that, the summary of this is, you're going to get something, but maybe not necessarily what Viral was looking for. You start to think, maybe I need the bigger picture. I have all these records from things I've learned from before, and they're all fragmented, but there's bits and pieces here. I have all these records from the time before my final data sphere, from before the attack on the ship where you lost all your crew. Maybe using those just for information, trying to learn about devils and things like that. Maybe the insight you were missing all along was, instead of going through the scene of the crime, you need to be going much further back. You start going through and looking. There's not much which you knew all along. You're looking for basically anything from the ship, right? Other memories. Yeah. Most of it's been degraded or they were destroyed and lost. A lot of the information you have here is stuff you've just built up in the last year. Almost nothing survived the original attack on the ship. This is all your sage library, so to speak, is stuff you've reconstructed over the last year you've spent with Dani. But you're going through trying to find, and it seems sort of fruitless and hopeless. You know that you can't remember the person who told you that story. You know that you must have these memories, just like the experience you had in the Feywild, surrounded by a whole group of people that you have shared history with, and you can't remember any of them, and it's frustrating. You're scrubbing through, and you catch yourself on an old datasphere. You find just a hint of a familiar image. I'm going to go ahead and send this to you.
Ooh.
Oh.
Whispers are no fun.
Aww.
Whispers, share with everyone.
I'll send it to the whole group so you can see, but I ask only Virla say anything for now.
It's Dani. It was Dani all along.
Dani's the big bad.
It's
She
plug.
wasn't joking when
It's
she
plug.
entered
Time displays
her
Dani.
evil
Blue
friend.
You just see
Dani.
Time
the image of a
displays
blue
Dani.
fire genasi.
And it all makes sense. The
You see
image.
a familiar library with rows of books and rows of data spheres and a single chair at a table.
What does it mean?
You realize this thing you've seen inside the lair of the Balhanath that seemed so strange and out of place. You realize you've seen that before. Go ahead and roll me an Arcana check.
Have I been there before? Arcana 14.
Okay.
14. It's not a huge success, but you know that Balhanaths, you've done a little bit of looking since then, just to keep up with sort of a professional interest, the things that you fight this bestiary. You know it's an aberration, which can be reality warping creatures. This you realize it obviously when it died, this whole facade fell away. It constructed this facade, but why this facade? I don't know what Virla had thought at the time, but it seemed strange. It wasn't the actual laboratory of a wizard or something like that. It seemed to just be the lair of this creature. Why this specific layout, this to look like this like library, this study? Maybe that has something to do with you and what you've experienced in the past.
Yeah, originally Virla thought that it was sort of intentionally fabricated to kind of so that aspects of each of the room would appeal to each member, to kind of lull us into a false sense of security, and then the Balhanath get the jump on us. How do Balhanaths warp reality? Is it they sort of this is now Virla's next question. Do they read the minds of someone that they're trying to target, and they sort of reconstruct things from that? Because if so, Virla might be starting to get an inkling of what he wants to do. He wants to go back to what he wants to do.
So I would say with a fort like that, your Arcana check was specifically to know how much you know about the Balhanath. I'd say with your Arcana check of 14, that's what you know for right now. Okay. There is one thing that you find in that memory. You find there's a bit of you like looking down at your arm. Go ahead and roll me an investigation check. So many checks.
My arm?
Yeah. This is like picking up the details to see if just in the hazy memory you can see them all.
Okay, it's a little bit better. 18.
Ooh. 18 is definitely enough for this. You see written in your arm on like grease pencil or something like that. You see 3 numbers.
Ooh.
Oh? A clue?
Bro, you're living out a Telltale game right now.
And that's all.
Minecraft XYZ coordinates.
What 3 numbers does Virla see?
You get all these pieces of mystery and no answers.
Both.
I would say with a high insight and then a low history.
Yeah.
You get all these pieces of a mystery and no answers.
For the
to clarify, the numbers on the arm, is that on Virla's arm right now that he just overlooked?
No, it was like written in like grease pencil or something like that. It was temporarily written down.
Does Virla know what numbers those are? And for the listening audience at home, could we shout those numbers out if he does?
I'll say it's 008 492 -073. To Noir, those sound like coordinates, and I guess to Virla, those sound like coordinates. I have no idea if those even translate in the scope of the planescape. But do those translate as coordinates in the planescape, or the I don't know how. I
think this is an exhaustion. These rolls represent your best attempts at solving this by yourself.
Sure.
You're going to need some outside help or something to determine exactly the nature of this puzzle that you've got these pieces to.
Okay. Full disclosure, this is what Noir as Virla is thinking. This is the Balhanath layer that was a fabricated reality represents a place that Virla had actually been to, and then the Balhanath had essentially probed into its mind and reconstructed. The numbers, I'm not sure what they represent, but Virla does remember from his from entering the Dead God and encountering the Balhanath that he wanted to take a look at the globe, that I think eventually was where the heart was roughly, before it all faded. So if his first idea is that if the numbers had to do with anything, it might need to go to the globe, but he hasn't the faintest idea of where this place would actually be in real life. His first instinct would be to return to where the Dead God was and maybe like glean anything from the remains of the Balhanath. Unclear.
Understood. Very cool puzzle to be set up.
Yeah.
So fast.
Noir loves this. I love puzzles.
Ones that still progress the story, but are just like it's just a crumb. It's just a little. Here's a little something. You don't really get what you were looking for. Instead, you get all these new problems.
The amount of insight that he had gleaned, though, is he doesn't get exhausted, but it is mentally taxing. So he will then take this opportunity to sort of rest a bit and recuperate.
Amazing.
He'll sleep on it.
Okay. You power down in your corner. Everyone else going about their activities. Kyana out on the out at the helm, looking out over the astral sea. Well rested now, you take your shift flying following the navigation, the navigator device that you have in front of you, so that you can make your way to the familiar now pool, colored pool that will lead you to the elemental plane of fire. As you sail, it's always that eerie sort of, humming in the background, but something else catches your ear.
Oh no.
It's a voice. And for a moment, you think it's your ear, and then you realize it's not aloud. It's in your head.
Oh. What?
You hear a voice which says to you, My, so skilled. You pilot the ship as if you've done it your whole life. We never taught you that.
That was the episode of character development, huh?
Okay.
Fun and relaxing episode, Austin says. It'll be chill, Austin says.
I'm the DM. Never trust me.
All right.
There's a
what
beat.
to do?
Does Kyana want to say anything? If not, the voice is going to continue.
Okay, hold on. Pilot ship as if you've done it your whole life.
Yeah, take a moment.
Yeah. Oh God. I was hoping we would get into the Virla angst this episode and not just me.
Oh, you
While
both
we
gave
play,
me
why don't you
empty
guys check out
backgrounds
an
of big
episode of the
mysteries.
Homebrew?
You both get angst.
Yeah, I know. I donned the coat of plot hooks when I built this character. All right. Yeah. Pilot the ship as if you've done it your whole life. Oh boy. I'm not used to other people telepathically communicating with me. This is rather new.
That's true.
Turnabout. I think I'm gonna stay very quiet under the assumption that maybe he won't notice me.
Play dumb, yes.
Pretty sure he just called you by name, but all right. It's
Who's
a strong
Morales?
statement.
Play dumb, not that dumb.
I respect that.
Oh God.
Play dumb, not that dumb.
Yep.
A moment passes. Like prey, trying not to be noticed by predator, you just stay deathly still.
Yeah, I'm not even
but
moving.
in your mind, try not to think aloud so that nothing gets back across. The voice comes back again. You didn't think it would be that easy to escape us? After all the work, how many flock were sacrificed to obtain you again? That you would, what, kill me and sail free?
Oh.
How many words is that tisking burning of that message spell that I'm assuming is being used? Okay, well that's, well that's disturbing. I think if I can respond along the mental link or whatever this is,
Go for it.
it's just gonna be, what do you want with me?
It's not what I want with you. It's what my owner wants with you. We've worked far, far too hard for you to be set free. Our secrets out there on the sea where they could find... No.
It was just a hole in the ground, man.
Make this
Okay.
easy on yourself.
Okay.
Come back home.
Well,
You'll be enlightened. You will see, join my owners in their grandeur. Your only chance.
Did Dani ever teach me any fun Gith swear words by any chance?
Get off.
I would like to, I'd like to mentally...
You heard some during that fight. Yeah.
Okay, then I would like to mentally, slowly withdraw an index card and read it off of that, and then not respond from that point forward.
Okay. Go ahead. Okay, you're first of all, Sophia is definitely going to read some sort of gift swear
Yes,
word
we
that-
received a
right
really, really cool email with the fan-made Gith for Dummies words not to say when you're traveling around with the Gith Yankee page. So I'm going to pull that up really quick because I didn't think we were going to get this episode and read a few. And a shout out to Michael and Gaypost for
fun.
emailing this to us because it is incredibly cool and well thought out. So at page 420 in Gith for Dummies has a lot of words to avoid in it.
nice.
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 Crikey! Which is an expression...
Oh.
You know, an expression of surprise when encountering a potential combatant. It, like, literally translates to bad vibes.
Uh-huh.
Oh no, I thought this is literally just Australian.
Oh yeah, this is the coolest email I've ever received.
Are they
Again, big shout out to Michael the Gay Post for this.
I was.
We've got some other, any words that contain like illithid are not great to use with a gith. Yes.
Yeah, let's assume Dani told like a few.
Oh, yeah.
Or Dani used a few during that fight, and Kyana might remember one. Dani, go ahead and throw one out that Kyana might use.
Of course.
Just like a random one.
Gitla. Without a brain or sword brained.
Oh, that's cute. It's a little short, though. At this point, I feel like I'm going to be pulling out a card and reading "Put another squid on the Barbie" and then hanging up.
Painfully stupid. Blessed or silver one.
Bold of you to assume I know what any of these curse words mean. It's more the principle of the thing.
You could just repeat
I'm learning
any
all kinds of
sentence Dani
exciting
has
things
said
out
to
here.
you in the last week, and you're probably fine. Dronzo Bobby to flip one's mother over the grill. Let's go with that.
Oh God. Yeah.
Dronzo Bobby.
Gripping that sword
really?
so hard you're gonna give it a wristy.
Yeah. So that's the gist of that.
Okay, go ahead and roll me. So you respond with a Githyanki swear word. Am I understanding this correctly?
I want to get across the general image of like a careful contemplation followed by a very carefully thought through eat my shorts, basically. So, however this, whatever it is, interprets that, it's their call.
Cool. Go ahead and roll me an intimidation check at advantage.
Oh, for real? Okay. Where's my skills? Oh God, intimidation. It's only +1. All right. Well, that's 16 total. Rolled a 15 on that second one.
16. Yeah, you respond with a Gith swear word, and you feel telepathic communication is interesting. There is a part of face-to-face communication that is not verbal, but that is not just the words, I should say, but picking up on inflections and also mannerisms. Right? Communication is far more complex than just words, and so telepathic communication where there is no voice, so to speak, it would all kind of sound the same in your head, but that there's definitely the ability to tell the difference between people. There are, to say, psionic mannerisms and inflections. You can feel, even though you can't see this creature, you can feel shock and a pull away when you communicate that back towards whatever entity is communicating with you as you swear in Gith.
Yeah.
There's a low hiss in your brain.
Yeah, where that came from.
Say it.
Mind flayers.
I'm thinking
mind flayers.
I don't have a reason to guess that yet.
I'm
But
100% thinking of mind players.
Wally and Sophia, we just brain blasted at the same moment.
guys, I'm trying not to metagame here.
I think she just might be a snake.
All I'm saying is I would love to stomp some space squids right now.
I'm thinking rattle.
I'm so confused by what's happening.
The presence pulls away from you.
Yeah, get out of here.
A moment passes, another moment, no response. Dani.
Oh God.
You are working on the engine, getting things. You've just kind of put to bed the chaos, and now it's a simple act of, I don't know how much Dani cleans up.
Not at all. Not even
Not
a
at
little
all.
bit.
No.
Okay, it's a simple act of kicking some wrenches out of so that they're not underfoot, and making sure all the valves are set to the right. Putting everything back as it was, so to speak, whether it's cleaned up, quotes, or not.
Sorry, I don't want to interrupt, but
yeah,
if it affects that, I wanted to, as soon as I think it's not in my head anymore, I want to hit the communicator thing and be like, guys, something just threatened me in my brain, so we might be in trouble I can't tell.
Did you threaten them back?
But you should know. Yeah, your swear words were very useful.
Oh, great.
Finbar doesn't really know what that means, and he's going to rush to the surface to see who's out there with his fist up.
Oh.
Go ahead, make a perception check.
Okay. Quick perception. That's a 22.
You go and scan the horizon, looking around for anything that might be bearing down on you, some sort of threat. Nothing. You don't see anything out there on the sea.
Piss off ghosts.
Finbar does have pretty big Korg energy.
Pamphlets.
Okay, so
Okay, let's just get to the portal, I guess.
You continue sailing. Finbar, return to
I'm
our...
gonna post up. I don't care.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, you post up. Danny, you're working on the engine. Finbar asleep. Virla, powered down. Danny, as you work and sort of like put the cap on things, you hear a voice in your head.
Yeah, fuck.
Which I think most of you've heard this when it's Kyana speaking. So for a moment, I assume that's what it is.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
But it's very quickly, a syllable in, you realize
Wait
that
a
it's
minute.
not.
You're not Kyana.
As you fiddle, you hear, "So skilled. Where did you learn such trades?"
From your mom, what's it to you? Space voice. Danny's like hunched over, like she's squatting. She's got a wrench in one hand and she's like shoulders tense looking around the room, just assuming that someone is talking to her nearby.
Full goblin mode.
Yeah.
I need line of sight to do this, so...
Don't be so cagey. You know I could learn your secrets if I wanted to.
Bold of you to assume I've ever had a secret in my life.
Oh, God.
You are a simple one, aren't you? So
Oh, that's
focused on the
rude.
small picture. We'll change that.
I don't think you could.
Yeah. This is not my favorite turn of events in the last 24 hours.
Space ghost.
Finbar.
Finbar's turn.
Oh, God.
I'm slightly aware that something might be amiss, and I am on the deck, sort of leaning back, trying to relax, but scanning the horizon.
Like a whisper from over your shoulder, but there's nothing there. You hear in your mind. So you're her protector. So strong and proud.
This is a very complimentary evil mind voice.
I don't know who's playing games, but I don't like it.
No games. Dead serious.
Show your face.
You really know nothing of me at all, do you?
Show your ugly face, and maybe I can get to know you.
Maybe soon.
Ah!
Oof.
Alright then. I'm waiting.
The voice goes silent. Fearless asleep.
Whoever it is tries contacting Virla and he's just met with a do. We're sorry.
Straight to voicemail.
Your message is
Yes,
very
music.
important to us. Please stay on the line.
Yeah.
Thank you for
Your
holding.
psychic communication may be monitored for quality assurance.
Did we do this joke already? This sounds so
like
familiar.
3 or 4 times.
I think we did.
I'll laugh all you bastards can.
Hey!
That's all
That
we do.
was Austin.
Okay.
All right.
I need some sleep.
does
Actually,
anyone-
I realized I
Danny
hadn't
also needs
taken my
all
right.
rest.
Oh no.
Not interrupted.
Someone else
guys
needs to
go to
turn
sleep.
on the angst train. This is getting ridiculous.
Kyana, everyone
Yes.
goes to sleep. Kyana,
Oh,
you
that
are
seems
steering the
healthy.
boat.
I sure am steering the boat.
Go ahead and make a perception check for me.
Balls.
on,
Okay,
Kyana.
hold on.
Come on, Kyana.
Perception. Fine, hold on. Oh, okay. 17.
Nice.
Yeah, you've made it to the portal. You look ahead and realize that, you've made it to the fiery circle that leads to the elemental plane of fire, and specifically to the exit that'll bring you to the City of Brass. So, congrats.
Uh-huh.
The ship crests over, and that moment of tipping and then quick rising as you again burst from the portal that lies under this bed of lava in the elemental plane of fire, the City of Brass flying in the air, reflecting the light of the gleaming sun that takes up the entire sky. The ship flies up over the burnt, forever producing embers black forest, and pretty trivially, you're able to land in the river of lava that forever, I should say the harbor of lava, forever kind of trickling down and falling out of the city of Brass, and go ahead and dock at the heap. You've arrived, so if you want to go ahead and wake up your allies.
Yes, let's do that.
Excellent.
Yep.
Oh, we're here. Okay. Danny's like passed out, laying on top of like a radiator in the room, with like
curled up in the hot spot. Yeah, let's.
You, each of you in your turn, emerge into the blinding brilliance of the city of Brass, the hustle and bustle of the people working at the heap. In front of you, what would you like to do, crew of the Per Aspera?
We gotta bring some stuff to Otto, or we're running really late, guys.
Yeah, we're doing that. Yeah, off to Otto, first priority.
Yeah.
I'm gonna grab the last remaining crate of soul coins.
Yeah, go ahead. I believe so. You guys have a crate of soul coins. You still have a Hell Rider, right?
Yes.
Yeah, we have an extra devil bike or something.
Oh,
And there's
yeah.
now a flamethrower installed in the front of the ship.
You do have a flamethrower that needs to be. Wait, did you end up
I
installing?
didn't. I installed it during our downtime in Sigil. It's
That's
it's
what I
there
thought.
now,
Okay,
baby.
so yeah, you have a freshly installed. I have to update the map. Oh, it's so exciting.
Gotta show
Update the
that.
map?
Yeah, the ship has a flamethrower on it.
The ship.
So I gotta
map.
add
Okay,
yes, yeah.
not some other
Yeah.
map that you might have for today. So.
Now that you have firepower, I gotta adjust the CR on the next 3 fires.
Otto!
Hey, that's only if you're on the ship for it, you know.
Oh yeah.
Hey, and also, given you guys, I just assume someone is gonna get torched in the crossfire if you fight someone. So I'm not too concerned about it. Fantastic. Yeah, Finbar, you go with your Fomori gauntlet, easy to pick up the crate, and you walk down. A gangplank is brought up to you. There's a fire genasi who works here, who Dani, you would know, by the name of Egan.
Egan.
He's a little bit older than you, kind of a slob, honestly. Coveralls are like even messy for mechanics, and like very poorly kempt hair. He pulls up goggles as you guys are walking past. Holy shit! Wow, wasn't sure when you guys would be getting back. That's my polite way of saying we thought you were dead. How you doing?
Yeah.
Not dead.
Not dead. Don't get your greasy mitts all over the
Cheers to
ship. I don't
that.
want to see any handprints on the walls when I get back. And Dave's just walking past him.
You never let me on the ship.
Yeah, for good reason, Egan.
I'm
Get
a
it
mechanic
together.
too.
Not a good one.
I want
Whoa.
to see it. Come on, please, just please, come on, let me.
No. Danny just like completely ignores him and continues walking down the gangplank.
Oh god.
You suck, Dani. You know that.
Yeah, deal with it.
You know what? Just for that, I'm not going to tell you where Otto is. He's in his office.
Yeah, he's always in his office, Egan. You and I both know where Otto is. Otto is in one place all the time. God, I hate
He's
Egan.
been known
Little
to-
exclamation
to
point hovering over his
leave.
head.
Sometimes he's having trouble coming up with any sort of combat.
Yeah.
Shuffle the
Yeah,
keyboard.
well, sometimes he goes, and then he's out, you know? So,
This is why I never let you touch the ship, Egan. And Danny's like halfway across the heap at this point.
You know Egan has the
Hey,
biggest
I'm walking
mouth.
here.
Oh,
God.
Danny, notably now blue.
Oh, that's right.
Dani is blue. Oh, I forgot about that.
I
You
didn't.
see he dejectedly kicks a piece of scrap metal. It goes flying over the edge of the, there's just like rock edge and then a big harbor of lava. It goes flying over and then there's just like, psst, as it hits the lava and he goes back to work.
I don't know how any
guys
of you
make your
survive
way
in this
through the
dimension.
People are happy to see you. You see there's like a fire giant here who gives a wave. And plug again, as soon as this is kind of like, how do I put this? Plug's hunting ground, I guess. So whenever you're here, Plug
His
just kind of
favorite
goes off to
terrain,
do his own
yeah.
thing. So you see Plug runs off. Zax
Zach.
sees you, the Azer, and eyes brighten. Literally they brighten, like a little flame comes jetting out as they see you. They go, and go in to give you a hug.
Oh, I
Dani.
give him a big hug. Oh, Zax. My buddy.
They give you a pat, and they point over to where the office for Otto is.
Yeah.
Gives a consolation pat, like, I know it's been tough, bud. This might be tough too. And then points a hand, like, there you go. Whenever you're ready.
Thanks, Zax. Make sure Egan doesn't touch the ship for me. And I'll turn and head towards Otto's office. I'm glad Austin's added a character.
And then they walk away. Good old Egan. I was like, I should write down some names of people who work here, just in case. Glad that I created a punching bag.
We needed one.
So you make your way to the office. Are you just going to walk in, or how does Dani
just walks
interact with
Yeah.
Otto? Dani just walks in.
There's
a
my
sign
domain.
that says, please knock.
No.
There's a sign that says, please knock.
No.
And Dani
Finbar
just
goes
walks
to
in.
knock, and Dani just goes straight
He
in.
just opens the door, walks on in.
Sup, boss? You're in my chair.
Hey, Otto, we're back.
You see Otto has his back to the door as you walk in. He's looking at there's like a map of brass, and then there's like some other maps of some different worlds and stuff like that. He's kind of got like making notes. He doesn't turn around. He just gives his head a slight cock. He says, "So, my favorite crew returned after all these weeks." Puts down the chalk that he's running, like turns around to look at you. What do you have to say for yourselves?
We brought back a crate of those coins you asked for, from hell.
Oh, excellent. Fantastic. All right.
Do you know how late it is?
Fantastic.
You didn't think we would come back empty-handed,
it's,
did you?
It's Finbar, right?
Jeez.
Something like
Almost.
that. No T, though.
Can I call you Bart?
No,
All right.
no.
Bart, if you would take those with me, please. We'll get them.
Oh no.
We have all of the Hellriders loaded up already. Fantastic. Glad to see that we can finally put this business to bed. In fact, actually, I've been keeping... He opens a drawer, pulls out 50 gold for each of you. Be keeping your payment here. I have to say, things have gotten dicey. It's been, several weeks since I was supposed to deliver the bikes. I've been sort of ghosting the fire genie who bought them from me.
You probably
But
should have given us a time limit before you sent us to hell, then.
You know
Glad
what?
you're okay though.
That's on me, and I will remember that shrewd business strategy going forward. Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice. From now on, you will have but 12 hours to complete every task that I assign to you.
Danny,
now,
Danny,
wait
I don't
here,
think this is
Otto.
better.
That's kind of unreasonable.
Unreasonable is how I make money.
Yeah, I never really understood that part.
I don't know how you run your business over here. All we do is we get your stuff. 12 hours, we might need a little more than that, but just keep that in mind.
No one's burned me down yet, so I assume I'm pretty successful at this. Anyway, follow me with the crate, Bart, and we will get it loaded up and shipped off immediately.
It's Finbar, no T.
Finbar.
You know what? It's okay, Otto. You can call me whatever you like. I just keep the jobs coming.
He's known Otto's known him for like 6 months or something, right? How long has Finbar been with the crew?
Otto knows a lot of people.
Finbar's been with the crew a couple months.
Yeah.
Noir, roll an insight check.
Yeah.
I should say Virla roll an insight check. Noir, roll it for him.
Yes.
No, I'm not gonna use this die. It's
Virla
the one
would,
that got
but
me
he
like
has
a
no
1
dice.
and a 19.
Nice.
What?
19? Yeah. He's pulling a Ron Swanson. He's trying to keep everyone from getting too chummy. He knows Finbar's name.
Alright, fair enough.
No way I could tell that. No way.
You see he leads you through back to basically where you were. There's what's the word I'm looking for? It's for moving big crates, like a pallet jack kind of
Forklift?
thing.
Okay.
But it's
Forklift?
made out of. It's got like some like rubies embedded in it. It's kind of floating. Basically, it's like a floating pallet
Devil
jack.
forklift.
And all the
it's,
what do you call it? Are
Hell
are
forklift.
strapped to it. All the devil's rides are strapped to it, and there you can see there's a space. So he goes. So out of curiosity, how many coins did you end up procuring?
This whole crate.
Yep, one whole crate.
4.
Fantastic.
One-
Honestly,
100.
I assumed you would just like sneak aboard the train and steal a handful or something like that. 9, 10,
Otto,
something
please,
like
we're
that.
professionals.
Oh, great. Mwah.
only the best for you, Otto.
Wow, that's good. I do usually
Deception
demand
checks
best, though I've been known to
across the
settle
board.
for less.
I love that
You
the
load up
party
crate.
is like doing a wacky like found family power friendship thing, and Otto thinks he's running a business. Like, how does he think this game works?
You place the crate down, Zax straps it down, and you see a fire giant comes, grabs a handle, and starts pulling this barge. I guess barge is a good word for it. This floating barge with all this stuff on it.
I'm not
off
getting my
out
30
of the
minutes
heap
with the
into the
bikes,
streets.
am I? Oh.
We still have the extra
your-
bike that we're not telling
your
Otto about.
30 minutes with the bike happened. It was a week and a half ago when you were supposed to return with them. You missed the window, and that's not on me.
Oof.
So you notice anything different, Otto?
About what?
Just anything since we've gotten back? Any one of the crew or about the ship or... Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. It was Kyana's your name, right? Do you have that? That's a
Yep.
beautiful shawl you have. Where did you get that from?
Oh, thanks. It was a gift. I also got this rad scar, but that one's a little less sparkly.
I got a rainmaker.
Oh god.
You see Otto looks at you and goes, "What's rain?"
Just
I've literally never heard
Turns
that
it-
sound
turns
before
it
in my
again.
life.
Yeah, every time Otto starts talking, we're just like, shh.
I love
This
it.
is the plane of fire. It's never once rained here ever.
Yeah, honestly,
Think
I
of
was...
the sound.
Ugh.
Think of the sound of quenching your forged blades in oil, but it is made by the environment and is not at all like that. But the sound is kind of similar.
You paint a
Yeah.
vivid picture, Mechanite. So, is that all business taken care of? You've delivered on your half, and I've delivered my payments. I don't have any current jobs for you, but you're welcome to wait around for me to dig something up from... I'm sure I could come with something from the bottom of the barrel. Otherwise, do you have any other plans?
Not particularly. No, we might need some
Yeah.
things from the city, but I think we're pretty much square here.
Yep,
Well,
I'm
my ship is
relaxed.
welcome to dock as long as you need it here, so...
That's great, because I gotta run some repairs. Don't let E get anywhere near it. He gets his greasy handprints all over the side every time I know he sneaks in there when I'm not around.
He is a mechanic of middling skills. You should let him help out more.
Maybe if he was a mechanic of higher skills, but middling does not touch my masterpiece. Alright.
Well, not everyone can be as skilled as you, my favorite blue mechanic.
Oh, good. We're gone.
He did notice. I knew
Gives
it.
you a
Across the
wink.
blue bridge.
Yeah.
Speaking of repairs, actually, on the subject of you taking too long in this job,
Oh, boy.
and
God.
he motions, Zax comes over and hands a parcel. It's very comical. Zax hands the parcel to Otto, who takes it and then just immediately hands it to you. If you look inside, there's
They run
two
side
sending
ship.
stones,
Ooh.
and he reaches in and pulls one of them back out and puts them in his pocket.
Finally.
Auto doing
He
the
goes,
most.
Does it
They're
have
not,
like a little heap logo carved into it?
The heap actually, I think they're let me
Just
see, there might be
trash.
a logo for the heap.
The
I did a
logo's
whole
just
bunch of
trash.
stuff
Yeah,
writing about the
it's-
heap early on.
And it's supposed to look like like the pile that the heap is, but it just kind of looks like the poop emoji.
No, those aren't stink
see,
lines. That's steam.
Oh no!
It is branded. It's Steam. Probably not better. He says, sending spells are more or less pretty reliable across the many planes. So the next time you're taking too long, I can bother you until you return. Fantastic, right?
That
And I
sounds
suppose
nice.
you can also ask if there's any work waiting for you here. It does work two ways. So
Hey.
Oh, great. Thanks, Otto.
go ahead and install that on your ship. And if you excuse me, I have business to attend to. I need a nap. And he walks off.
This,
Very
this
important business.
This has no context. I love how now, for 3 campaigns running in the row, Sophia has been the designated messenger for basically all of them.
Somehow, well, it's because I play a lot of bards, and I like to take the spell Sending, and so I basically just become a walking cell phone when we're not in combat.
Also, this character and, completely blanking on your half-orc's name.
Dula. My beautiful
Dula,
fathomless warlock.
Dani and Dula, can you forgive me for...
I like D names.
Also, both are like franchised. You're like, what? How can I get this person under the yoke of capitalism as fast as possible?
You cannot stop networking, even in D&D, can you?
Oh God!
Never stop networking. My next character is just gonna be like a boom operator, and I'm just gonna fight with the boom mic. I just go fully into my day job. Dani pockets the Sending Stone and like into one of her many pockets on her between her coveralls and her coat. So do you guys want to like explore the city some, or do we heard those voices in our head earlier? I don't know if we gotta do anything about that.
Oh God, that happened to you guys too?
Yeah, I told mine to fuck off.
Oh, good.
I heard no voice.
Me too.
Did you check your answering machine when you woke up?
Oh. I don't know what you're talking about.
He has a what now? I think we find a way to unblue Dani.
Oh, I don't really.
Ooh,
Nothing except for my palette has really changed, so this is pretty low priority. I mean, look, if someone can make me not blue, great, but we don't need to go out of our way.
I'm not saying I don't like blue Dani, but if at some point Dani wants to go back to orange Dani, we can do that.
If we run into someone, sure, but we don't need to go out of our way for that. It's not high on the list of errands. We've got a ship to fix.
Also, isn't there that other guy who gives us jobs sometimes?
Yeah, he's back in
the guy we like more than Otto. Oh,
Hira?
man, really?
Yeah, Hira.
Dang it. Oh, yeah.
Do I know anyone else in the city of Brass who would have, like, a job for us besides Otto? I lived here for years.
No, you primarily work for Otto.
Yeah.
I don't mind sticking around and fixing the ship.
Yeah, for you guys to pursue a little bit of activity. Virla has a mystery that he wants to solve, and I'm sure the rest of you guys, if you want to take a day or two, downtime.
Is there a way to get this symbol of Mephistopheles off of this armor? I can't just be walking around.
Oh, right, the thing, right.
I need this like sanded off, or
well, we are in a forge.
Or
you. Fascinating. Yeah. I mean, this is the place to do. The heap is like, I mean, you might be able to find better people, but if you want to do convenient people, the heap is right here, and they do that kind of stuff all the time.
We do specialize in quick and dirty.
That's what it says on the front of the store.
Finbar kind of looks up at the sign, and then down at Dani, and then up at the sign again. So
Dani's got a 2 big thumbs up.
We could probably go into the city for this. We could probably just go into the city for this.
Yeah, right.
Not that I don't like the heat. It's beautiful. What y'all got going on here is great, but I like to keep.
I got you. Your fancy armor's too good for us down here in the Docks District. I understand.
Excellent.
Roll the guilt trip.
Yeah.
Oh God.
I don't even know what that would be.
Natural 19.
Emotional damage.
Emotional damage.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, what does Finbar want to do?
Let's go into the city.
Okay, yeah. You guys go off into the city, and there's
Virla
like a lot
not.
of worksmen around here, so...
Yeah.
Virla will not. Okay.
Virla will...
what is Virla going to do while I bring fire?
When it looks like... He's not really going to announce this or anything. He's just going to kind of... When he sees that everyone is leaving the heap, he's going to turn around and go talk to Otto.
If we're splitting the party, Dani probably would go immediately back to the Per Aspera to try and fix it up. So leave Kyana and Finbar to explore the place.
Virla doesn't really know whether or not the party's being split. He wants to go talk to Otto, so he's going to go do that.
Yeah, I guess I'll stick with Finbar.
I think it's a very
thing.
metagamey thing to be like, don't split the party, especially when, it doesn't seem like you're on a questing in a fight anything. It's perfectly reasonable that you guys will all be like, we are... Maybe not Kyana, but everyone else will be like, we are, we are capable adults in a city just
And
looking
Dani.
for service. We can probably handle this.
At this point, I'm
21.
expecting something to drop out of the sky and punch me. So like,
Yeah, that is
it's
true.
it's not a matter of if it'll happen, but when. So,
I'm still gonna go
Girla
back
has
to
no
the
such
ship.
but
qualms.
yeah.
Go ahead and roll me. Let's see, what kind of check is looking for? We're going to start with Kyana and Finbar.
Okay.
Yeet.
What kind of check is going to be searching for? I guess like investigation.
Not
perception. You
insight.
can roll a
Are you
perception
sure?
check.
Okay.
You guys want to roll
perception?
perception checks?
Yes,
That's fine.
I-
You guys
I
are
am-
just
Not
looking
insight?
for.
I'm looking for a blacksmith.
It's not an insight check.
Boo! I'll try
Perception, I can
perception.
do.
Okay, go for it.
That is a 29.
Well, mine was a 13. We'll take Finbar's.
Kyana, you, just like your first time in Sigil, this place is overwhelming, but it's overwhelming for different reasons. While Sigil is filled with
Right.
all kinds of people, and they might not be friendly, but there's a very sort of, we're all on neutral ground here vibe to it. You've got pretty high insight, you can read that kind of stuff. The energy of the city,
Yes.
this one is way more hostile to newcomers, not in the way that you're getting,
It is
shaken
silly.
down on the streets, but in the sense that a lot of people see you, and because you're not on fire, immediately see you as a, as a tourist, and, give you the cold shoulder. So you're kind of overwhelmed by all this. There's, salamanders, so the fire newts who you've dealt with before, but the salamanders are like 9 foot tall, sort of like snake body,
Ooh.
2 arms, and they have crazy, like, frilly beards that are also on fire. They slither through the city. There's a ton of the Azers here, which are the fire dwarves, as well as every now and again you'll see genasi, not genasi, sorry. You see a lot of genasi. Every now and again you'll see Afridi, which are the fire genies, being carried on one of those, what's the word for it? They sit on a chair and you have the...
Palanquin?
Yeah, I think you're on a palanquin. Every now and again you'll see one of those. There's lots of fire giants here. You make your way
I'm
to...
very short compared to a lot of these denizens. actually.
You are, compared to these denizens, Finbar short, so Kyana, you're probably feeling
I am so
a
tiny.
little overwhelmed.
I'm doing
Oh,
my
it's like high
best to
school
keep
all over
Kyana
again.
close to me, because if she gets lost in this
There we
crowd,
go.
there's
The crafts, so
Thank you.
Paraculum is the craftsman district. That's what I was looking for. You make your way. By the way, Finbar, there is a place called the Edible Bazaar here in this district.
Oh, I'm aware.
Is this where we got
okay.
those slugs that one time? I think this is where we got those slugs.
I don't remember. I'll have to go back and listen because there's food all over the city. But this is, specifically.
We went
sort of
to the whatever the
There is
more
there is a
merchanty district
business
is.
here called the Edible Bazaar. This is the big craftsman district. In fact, there is a place just called the Street of Craftsmen. Things are often named that's simply here because there's people that speak all languages, and you need stuff that translates.
Mm-hmm.
The other way that names go is there's things like the Marrakesh Bazaar, which is, they're named after people and stuff like that. So names here tend to go one of two ways, either a very specific reference or just a general name that can be translated really easily when you're talking to Gith and dwarves, and they have all these different languages, right?
Okay.
Anyway, you make your way to Street of Craftsmen. There is, you find a forge here. There is a fire giant by the name of Broomthar. Just jet black skin, red hair, huge eyebrows. They basically like cover his eyes. They're so bushy and they're bright orange. Sees you approaching, and I mean you're giant kin, Finbar. So he sees you approaching, and there's a little less of that cold shoulder that he would normally provide to an out of towner. So he says, "What can I do for you, sir?"
I'll respond in giant, and I'll say, "Howdy there, brother."
Yeah, he said that in giant, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Yay!
Says, I'm looking to make some modifications to some of the gear that I got on me. In case you haven't noticed, this here symbol here is of the devil kind, and I don't like that on my armors. Is there a way for you to get rid of that?
He rolled a natural 20 on a history check to recognize it. So, hey, better here than in a fight against you guys. He goes, "No fucking shit. Wow, where'd you score something like this?" By the way, go on.
No, we just came out of hell and some other places. We need to get some of that.
Gotcha. Now, I'm not one to judge, but if you did obtain this through the illegal sort of channels, I'd best keep this covered while you're in the city. There's plenty folks from Bator do business here. Might not take kindly to seeing it. Especially they think you stole it. Hell, whether you stole it or not, they might not take kindly to it.
Yeah, I mean, I am not Devilkin, that is for sure. And I definitely should not be wearing this, but it does me a lot of good. And I'd like to get rid of the infernal markings if I can.
Gotcha. Well, stamping out, it's, I assume the armor's enchanted?
It keeps me safe from the cold, not neat right here, but...
You see, he picks it up and immediately, drops it, the same way that you would pick up a piece of hot metal and drop it. He drops it, and then he gets a leather glove, puts it on, picks it up. Damn, you're not kidding. Yeah, it's got a chill to it. Alright, so... Trying to reconstruct a magic item, you risk losing the enchantment. What I could do is, fill the etching here and, I don't know, sort of stamp over it, so to speak. Create a covering to fill it in and put either just a plate on top or maybe something of your own design. Need materials for metal and take a couple days, but that's your best bet if you're looking to keep the enchantment and get rid of the mark.
And how much is something like that gonna cost me?
Depends on what kind of metal you want to fill with. I could do just a simple, lightly enchanted iron, keep it sturdy, or got some more interesting stuff if you got the coin for it.
Sure. I'm willing to listen to what you got.
Let's see what he has in stock. Finbar, go ahead and roll me a D8.
A D8.
Shopping episode.
That is
I am completely lost.
Uno.
Oh yeah, it's all in giant.
Yeah,
can't speak
they're
giant.
giant, and the Broomthar has no interest in making this like a conversation you can follow, Kyana.
Hey, that's no problem for me. I'm just looking at everything on the walls.
Ooh, fascinating. He goes adventurous. I like that. He goes. There's a safe in the back. It's got a dial combination. He uses his hand, but of course the dial. He's a fire giant, so the dial is as big as like a dinger plate. And the whole store is huge. By the way, Kyana, you're like walking basically under tables.
Yep.
Finbar, you're like a child at at a dinner party sort of situation. Chairs are way too tall for you, but like you could get on them if you wanted to. You see, he goes to the safe, opens it, pulls out a hunk of ore, and puts it down on the counter. It's kind of silvery, but as he moves it, you see that it's got this like deep kind of purple luster to it almost. He goes, "You ever heard of dark steel?"
Nope.
The dark steel of dark steel.
You're luck, my friend. Very rare alloy invented by one group of dwarves down the Prime. It's got properties make it resilient against lightning. I don't know how this would mix with your resilience against cold, but for a pretty penny, I could try to combine the two. Guarantee it won't mess up the cold enchantment I do it right, whether it gives you anything else besides just looking cool. That we'll have to see.
You know what? I'm down to spend a little coin. This sounds fun, and I do like the color.
All right.
Let's make it happen.
I think I need to look at my Dungeon Master guide. This is more expensive than adamantine.
Oh damn!
Which it's a rare metal. So let me see if I can look at the cost of adamantine.
Finbar is a big spender.
I mean, if he buys this, it's gonna be awesome, probably. But
I do not have all that much gold.
yeah,
I actually
it's not
do.
That much
So
of it, but
yeah, if you let me know, I still have like 800 gold worth of diamonds on me.
What?
Because I don't spend it on anything.
an adamantine version of a weapon costs 500 more gold pieces. So we're going to go ahead and so this is more expensive than adamantine. He says the groove is pretty small. The iconography here. Don't think it would take that much of the metal to actually fill it in. Price of that, let's say 600 gold for materials and another 150 for labors. So 750 gold for the whole thing.
750. Okay.
Of course, you want me to. He says, now that's just filling it in. Might give you some sort of advantage against this lightning. Use the whole lump of ore. Reinforce it, gives you a better chance of it being worth something, but that's going to cost you north of 1,000 gold.
Oof. Okay.
So basically what's happening here is you can definitely fill this in. That's going to happen.
Yep.
You'll get some small bonus. I'll have to figure out what that is if you just want to do like the cheaper option. He's saying if you want him to reinforce the whole thing, then that's going to be the really, really hefty price.
I don't really have that much gold on me right now. And I know this whole thing's going to take a couple days if you were to do the whole reinforcing.
We'll do half now, half upon completion.
That's possible. Hey, Kyana.
Well, what's up? What's up?
You wouldn't happen to have upwards of how much was it again?
Which one are you looking for? Smaller job, bigger job?
The smaller job I can cover, no problem. The bigger
Smaller job, 750. Big job, probably going to be about, let's see, 1350.
Okay. Let's say I really like the sound of this armor, Kyana, and it's gonna look mad nice. It is a tad bit expensive.
Okay.
Could I borrow about like 500 gold, and I'll make sure whatever you get my cut on the next job.
Oh yeah, sure. Just say when you have enough diamonds. Just like shaking them out.
Just start pouring a small sack of diamonds.
Absolutely no tack for business right in front of the giant.
Yeah.
Just might as well write a tourist with your diamonds right into your hand.
He's like talking to his pixies because he's not really great at counting. He's like, just let me know when it's 500.
They're tumbling out of your hands, and the pixies fly down and catch the little diamonds and fall and bring them back up.
Incredible.
Cool.
500.
So which?
Okay.
All right. So which job are you going with?
Let's do the big job.
Big job it is. All right. Big job like this, preparation probably take me better part of a week.
All
but
right.
I'll hold it for you. What's your name?
It's Finbar. There's no T at the end of that. It's a F.
Why would there be?
I
never heard of
I
a
know,
Finbar.
right?
Me neither.
Oh man.
All
There's
right.
only one and only Finbar, and that's me.
Ooh.
Got
So-
it. All right. Well, he takes half the price. Yeah, 675 for the upfront.
Oh yeah. He can cover it's 500 from Kyana and the other 175 from Finbar.
Yep.
Got it. Fantastic. You pay up. He takes the armor from you, puts it in a big leather sack so that it doesn't brush up against anyone and hurt them. Goes and puts it in the safe. He says, "All right, I'll get started on it. See you in a week, Finbar."
Well, first Finbar's wearing the armor, so he spends 10 minutes carefully taking it off.
Unbuckling it.
All right, I'm gonna go have some other customers. Tell your little friend, watch out, she's gonna get stepped on here.
Yeah, I'm keeping an eye out on her. It's all good. So yeah, he gives over the armor, and then spends another 10 minutes putting on his old breastplate.
Yay.
Cool. All right. Very, very cool. Very cool encounter. Let's go to Dani.
Yeah.
Dani, you approach the ship. Egan is up on the ship, touching the railing, like slowly, just caressing it and looking at it.
Get down from there.
Oh shit! Why are you back already? I thought for sure Otto was gonna chew you out.
Nah, he doesn't chew out people who do their job right. You can get down from there. Gonna get grease all over the railings. I just cleaned it up.
Oh, there's grease all over the railings.
Oh, motherfucker.
He goes, fine. Jeez, all right. I'm off. Holds up his hands, walks down the gangplank.
Ew.
Loser says, what?
Dani just stares at him.
Wow.
I thought that would work.
Yeah,
All right.
bet you did.
Bye.
This guy's
I'm
older
gonna
than
go.
you, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, by like 3 years. You go. What's Dani gonna work on?
Yeah, so just kind of finishing the patching repairs, kind of a thought I had while we were, since we were on the topic of the flamethrower that was installed. It's right kind of above the front of the ship where the dining room is, and I think it'd be cool if there was like a trapdoor over the table that Dani could like jump up through to be at the flamethrower quicker. So if I'm gonna do any like quick and dirty improvements to the ship, just straight up sawing a trapdoor in and like putting it on hinges.
oh god.
Oh
So that
my
you can just
God.
immediately.
Roll me.
Yeah.
Roll me a tools check at disadvantage.
Of course.
If you're doing this quick and dirty.
Make sure to not warn anybody at all about
none
the
of you
newly
know this
unstable
is
patch of
happening.
floor.
We split the party.
Sawing a hole in the ship like Wile E. Coyote.
I have amazing news. I rolled a natural 19 and a natural 18, so +6 +3.
Holy
Oh.
That's a 27.
So you're not gonna saw out the square, and then the entire rest of the ship falls away from you, except for the square.
So just directly over the like dining,
Puts up a sign that says "Oops."
just directly over the dining table, just like literally like the simplest like stage trap door, so that I could just swing it open and with a good leap, like pull myself through like you're getting out of a pool and be right where the flamethrower is attached to the ship.
It's shockingly good. You don't like to pat yourself on the back.
Basically
by which
seamless.
I mean you always pat yourself on the back, and now is no exception. It looks awesome.
Yeah, this was good. Having seen my good work, Dani's like, all right, that's good. That's a good, afternoon work. I'm gonna run down the corner store, grab like, grab a hoagie and something to drink.
It really is just Philly.
Yeah.
This is what
I'll see if is Egan around as I'm like heading off
West
the
City
ship
of
to head
Brass,
to
born and
the
raised.
head to the store. Do I see Egan as I'm leaving the ship at all?
Do you see Egan? Go ahead and roll a perception check.
Natural 20.
Oh my god.
I only roll good.
Yeah, he's
Then
waiting around some crates for you to
on
leave.
his ass like grass.
This
he's
guarantees that we're
waiting
gonna
for you
have
to leave.
combat later.
And then we're all gonna
Wow.
roll like shit for that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. We're wasting all our good rolls.
I can only hope.
I see him or no?
Yeah. But natural 20, yeah, you see him.
Hey, Egan,
He rolled like a 10.
Egan.
Ah!
calm down.
He runs.
Don't get back here! I need someone to watch the ship, Egan! Wait,
You chase him down, grab him by the ear, and pull him. What is it you want to say to him?
watch the ship. I'll grab you a drink if you just sit on the gangplank. Don't go on it! Make sure no one else does either!
I can sit on the gangplank?
Yes. Don't touch anything! Ugh! And Dani, like, storms off.
Right. I'm cool. I'm cool.
Plug,
Alright.
like, skitters up to run
You-
with her to head to the corner store. I'm gonna grab, some snacks and a couple bottles of Dani or something.
Fantastic.
You fire.
You
your
avail
wall
yourself of the finest, fast, quick, dirty snacks that you can obtain in the City of Brass. And with that, we'll head over to Virla.
Yeah. It's a really simple sort of question that Virla wants to ask. He knows where Otto's office is, I'm assuming, so he'll go and just sort of
Yeah,
give
you were
a
just there.
polite knock and then sort of enter.
You see he's sprawled out on like a little, what do you call it? I guess like a love seat that's in there. Really like old, dirty love seat. He's got his boots up.
shoe lounge.
He lifts, he has a hat over his eyes. He lifts it up. He says, I didn't say come in, but now that you're in here, what can I do for you?
Do you know of any other way of navigating the astral sea that perhaps involves sets of 3 numbers?
Curious. Navigation. I assume what's the context for what you're asking? Context is everything, my boy.
I was scouring one of my old data spheres and I encountered the set of 3 numbers, but I am afraid the context is as obscure as can be. It was written on my arm in said memory. And that is all I know. My first assumption was that it was perhaps coordinates, but I have not known of a way to navigate through the astral sea through the means of coordinates.
Very right, my boy. coordinates don't really work in a place with infinite space and time. The stars are the best way to get around. What are these coordinates you have? You said you saw them. What are they? He puts out a piece of paper and a bit of charcoal for you to write something down.
He'll narrow his eyes slightly, but this is the only lead he has to go on. So he'll
Iron Giant style.
Yeah.
He'll play ball. He'll write down the numbers 008492
Inside baseball.
-073.
8, 6, 7, 5, 3.
He spins it around to look at them. He says, 3 by 3. I see. He rolled a natural 20 on his Arcana check.
Ooh,
Oh!
Otto!
Yeah, Otto!
He goes, 3 by 3. You're looking at coordinates not from the astral sea, my friend. That's why you're so confused. You're looking at the way that the Modrons navigate Mechanus.
Yes.
What? Oh.
These are
Damn,
the
Uncle
coordinates.
Otto.
Virla
There
feels
is,
dumb.
It was right in front of your nose the whole time.
I know. They were
front
Minecraft
of you.
coordinates.
You see,
Cute.
he takes a pencil, the same charcoal, and he writes above it 0000000. He says, "Legend says Primus resides here. This is where he manufactures his Modrons, and the entire world of Mechanus is easily navigated by use of magnetic obelisks that provide sort of what's the word I'm looking for? Basically, it's like magical GPS, sort of lightning rods for these beings to be able to pinpoint their location. The coordinates are how they navigate their way around, a place for everything in their eyes. In the case of the Modrons, I suppose. Yes, what you found, though, I don't know where this is. I've never been to Mechanus myself, but what you're looking there is coordinates in the Clockwork Nirvana.
Yes.
I do not need the exact location. The insight you have given has been leaps and bounds more helpful than what I have been able to glean. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Now, remember that the next time that we have a job, and also get out of my office.
I have one more request. May I borrow your sending stone? I do not know where Dani is.
Will you leave my office?
Yes, not with the sending stone. That was implied.
Yes.
That would be
implied.
so funny
We'll
if we just
work
had
on
both sending stones.
communication.
Renders them totally
Hello?
useless.
Who is it? Oh, it's for me. He gives you the sending stone.
He wants to go find Dani, basically.
Hey, oh.
Yeah, Dani, do you still have it on you, or
Yeah, it's
did
like
you,
in a
leave it on the ship?
pocket with like some like wrenches and stuff.
Actually,
Getting
what you were
chipped
doing would have
and
taken
cracked.
forever. So let's say that Virla, you're able to go find Dani on the ship,
Okay.
and
I'll say for the sake
because
of
the conversation you had took like 10 minutes, and
Yeah.
Dani's spent a long time. You arrive at the ship, and she's got a saw and is halfway through sawing a circle through the top of the deck.
That is exactly what I was picturing it looked like. She's like hunched over in a
A
full
circular
squat.
trapdoor.
Lord save us from Dani.
No one can save you from Dani.
What are you doing?
Don't worry about it.
Oh no!
I almost want to leave it there. and then we fast forward through all of the other stuff you did,
Yeah.
Getting Egan and all these other things. And you
I guess that
go,
means that Virla and
partake in
Egan
snacks.
get left on the ship together.
No, I'll go with Dani.
Virla can
yeah.
go with you if he
Yeah,
wants.
let's
Yeah.
go grab a.
Yeah.
Gonna grab some stuff. Gonna grab some bottles of Dani, some hoagies, all that good stuff.
Fantastic. You go. You guys all return at the same time. Is there anything you want to debrief, or are you all just heading back to the ship?
Whenever there's a private moment, Virla would like to speak with Dani.
Oh yeah. We could sit on
Yes,
the
you got
stoop.
plenty of private moments.
Yeah. Did I tell you about the nature of what happened to me and the Per Aspera before you found it?
Well, you mentioned. You mentioned that, like, you know, you were. Excuse me. you didn't really know exactly what happened, but it was some really bad shit, and then you lost a lot of memory spheres, and I know you're curious about it, so, I assume you have a reason for bringing it up.
Yes. For the sake of transparency, what I do remember is this. I was in my room, researching, cataloging, when there was, for lack of a better word, a ruckus. Upon exiting my room, I found very quickly that we were attacked by a crew of Githyanki. And I was able to hold off my own, just barely. Just enough to make it to the top of the deck. And that is the last thing that I remember. One of my crewmates yelled out to take cover or to watch out. And the next thing that I do remember is coming to on the deck of the ship with nothing in sight. No Githyanki. No crewmates. And the Per Aspera in a state of duress. I spent the rest of, I don't know how long, of that time repairing the helm and trying to make the Per Aspera at least a survivable state. Protected from the environments that the Astral Sea could give. And eventually that is when I had entered stasis, and presumably where you had found me. But I was always curious what happened. I thought at first that the Githyanki had taken them prisoner, but given our last interaction, they do not take prisoners. I would have expected in that case to be corpses, remains of some kind, but there were none. I did some more looking back, some more research, and I found these, and I give her the sheet of paper with the coordinates written on it.
Numbers.
Yes. These lead to a place somewhere in Mechanus. I have no money to offer to you, or Finbar or Kyana, but I ask that you help me go there.
Daddy will roll out the paper and bop him on the head with it. You idiot, you don't have to pay us to help you out. We're your friends. Come on. And still stand up and dust off her coveralls. We should get going before Egan gets his greasy mitts all over the ship.
He blinks a few times. That was a lot for him to sort of spew out, and he's only a little bit emotionally scarred from it. But yeah, he is Virla is moved by this, from what he perceived very selfless act. He can only muster out a thank you.
Yeah.
Aww.
So cute. On that note, I think it's a good time to take a break.
Yes.
So as you two, Virla bears his soul to Dani, and she comforts him, reassures him of his place among this found family.
In her
We're going to go to
Dani-like
break,
way.
and we will see you guys back here in just a moment.
Rolling with difficulty.
Hi, I'm Austin, and you're listening to Rolling with Difficulty, a D&D podcast. Now, back to the show.
Rolling with difficulty.
And welcome back. When last we left our heroes, they were all rejoining each other after going on their own little side adventures in not bossing say. As Dani and Virla, you return, snacks and hoagie wrappers in hand. I can't believe you made me say hoagie wrappers in hand. Finbar and Kyana, you see them returning. Guys all enter the heap at the same time, going through those telltale piles of just absolute garbage, heading towards the ship. Is there anything you guys want to talk about, or just head right back?
I make sure that Egan is not touching anything when I walk up.
Okay. Before you guys even get to the ship.
What do you?
This would be a great time to discuss any plans you might have.
What's in your hand, Dani?
A hoagie and some bottles of Dani. Why?
Interesting.
Some bottles of what?
Like a soda. Dani.
What?
Not canon.
Where do you think I got my name
thought-
from?
Never mind, it's canon.
Dani.
Virla will immediately pivot and basically re-summarize what he had asked for what he had told Dani, and basically summarize it with, Dani has agreed, but I do not want her to speak on behalf of the both of you. Would you be comfortable traveling to Mechanus to seek out this threat?
Mecca what now?
Mechanus, the Clockwork Nirvana. It is.
Coolest plane in all
it
of
is-
existence.
It is
Is
a
it
plane
less
of
on fire?
Ears, Finbart.
No, it is an endless plane of gears whose timely turnings are what keep the universe running, or that is what
Wow.
they say.
That sounds all nice and good, but why are we going to a place that's all metal?
Why wouldn't we?
I want to find out what happened to my crew, and this set of coordinates, and I'll hold the paper up, is
Yep.
the only lead that I have. It leads to somewhere in Mechanus.
All right.
Let's do it.
Thank you.
So no one wants a bottle
Alright.
of Dani? This whole 6-pack is just for me? It's good. It's like lime flavored.
I'll try some.
Alright.
Is this a real thing?
Wait, is it also really spicy?
Is this a bit?
Like 50-50 shot on that one.
I'll give it a shot.
This looks like a bit. I'm looking it up, and there's nothing about like Dani soda. What is this? You've baffled me, Sophia.
What is my life's goal if not to do just that very thing? I'm a woman of mystique.
But yeah, that's all Viola will sort of say.
All Finbar knows is that now he has to make a sandwich that Dani will like better than that swill that she's bringing out. to the ship.
Whoa! Whoa! Finbar has a new favorite enemy. The hoagie guy down the
Dani's
street.
just like taking a chomp out of the hoagie and like looks over and sees Finbar glaring at her and just chews even slower and more confused for a moment.
He's about to go Jamie Oliver on your ass like you're eating chicken nuggets.
How do you like that sandwich?
You guys make your way back to the ship.
Good.
Egan's totally on the ship.
Egan, get your ass out
He's
there!
up at the helm this time. Oh no, you know there's a big bubble over the helm? He has his face like pushed up against it and his hands on the glass.
Piece of shit! I'm gonna clean that! You wouldn't be able to see through that! Ugh, Egan! Dani, like,
Finbar,
starts
Finbar
sprinting.
goes up to him, and just grabs him, and just, look, son, Dani don't
You're
like
really
it when you
big.
do that, and I'm going to
Egan!
cartoonishly throw him off. The
You
ship.
throw him.
Yoop.
There's like a 5 or 6 foot gap where it's just a drop into a lake of molten
You want me to-
rock.
Do you want me to roll for that?
Roll.
No,
No, you can
no.
get him over. It's far enough. It's just I want you to realize how dangerous what you just did is.
The dude probably weighs like 120 pounds,
Yeah, so can Wyatt. Which he's
and it's
never
probably
been.
fireproof.
and probably
Uh,
look, everything here is fireproof. Okay, he falls in that, he what, like scratches his knee or something, he'll be fine.
It does like I forget what it
He
does.
also
it's like
works
10
for
d8
Otto, so-
damage or something like that.
But if it's fire damage, he's fine, right?
He's resistant to
Fall
it.
damage.
You see he lands in the ashy dirt, picks himself up as you guys walk off the game playing. You guys going? You going already?
Egan, you better start running away from this ship real quick or we're gonna run you over on our way out.
Oh my god.
I'm just asking if you're leaving so I can tell Otto if you're going somewhere. Where you going?
Yeah, we're leaving and you should be too. Go on, get!
What's
Where-
happening?
Where
Told you
Tell
not to
us
touch
where
the
you're
ship!
going.
Hostility.
Tell
Where you
Otto that we are
going?
following up on the lead that he gave us.
Oh, Otto gave us a lead?
Will
He
he
was the
know
one
what that?
Helped me.
What does that
Yes.
mean? I don't. What is it?
That is for him to know and for you to not.
As Virla is having this conversation with Egan, Dani has already started the process of like untethering the ship and like getting ready to go.
Virla doesn't know why Danny's being mean to Egan, but Virla's ride or die, so...
Yeah,
Oh shit, wait, where's Plug? Is Plug on the ship or did I... Oh no. And I like look over to the side to make sure Plug made it onto the ship and he's not just like waiting on the shore.
I immediately
If
go
you
and check
call
the kitchen.
out,
Plug!
you go check the kitchen. Finbar, you go downstairs and you see Plug is sitting on a shelf next to a glass jar.
Danny,
filled with
Danny,
peppercorns.
he's on the ship. He's on the ship.
Oh, good.
He just slowly raises a paw.
Just get
He
out.
waits to see if you're gonna move.
Just get out.
That's malicious.
I move out of the way from the door and I tell him and I motion for him to leave.
He swats the jar off. It hits the ground, shatters, peppercorns go everywhere, and then he hops off and walks past you like nothing has happened.
What a little shitbag.
Danny, you gotta put a leash on him or something, or put him in a box.
Mind your own next time, Egan. I told you to stay on the gangplank. Shouting as we're pulling away, fully ignoring Finbar's plug problems.
You're undoing the ropes, and he's like, "So you guys not gonna tell me where you're going?"
The Astral Sea. Where do you think we're going? We're on a spell jammer, you idiot.
Wow. I'm
You
starting to feel
see
bad for this guy.
Yeah.
Danny, you
I know
go walk up the gangplank. You see he gives a little head shake, and then he looks up at you, and the expression is on his face goes completely reserved and motionless. And he says,
Oh, no.
"Fine. If you won't tell me, we'll just have to find some way to follow." And he's going to reach out and cast Fireball at you.
What in...
Everyone on the deck of the
Excuse me?
ship, please make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh,
No, I don't have evasion yet, I think.
Does
You do not have
the
evasion yet.
does the
No!
bubble protect?
He's
would be
casting
on-
it inside. It's for like environmental effects, like heat, fire can still go through it.
All right.
I've changed my
Okay.
mind. I don't feel bad for him anymore.
I rolled a natural 2.
15
10.
exactly.
21.
10.
Okay. Let's
I'm
see.
also fire resistant.
DC 16.
Damn
Oh
it!
yeah, no, I
Nice.
failed that.
Danny's fine.
I was gonna joke that we made the big bad of the session, but that's my just desserts.
This is the surprise round. You see, there's a brief moment, kind of end of Infinity War Thanos snap style, where like everyone kind of realizes something's weird as this person you're just talking to is behaving normally, stiffens, the expression goes completely reserved, and he holds up a finger. A white mote shoots like one of those little fireworks right at Danny. Just as you realize what's happening, it detonates. Every single person who failed takes 26 fire damage.
Oof.
Go ahead and open roll 20.
Yeah. So if we succeeded, it's 13 fire damage.
Yep.
All right, and then I
Yes.
have that because I'm resistant. Danny's fine. Sorry, guys.
All right, let's go
Great,
ahead
glad
and
one of
roll-
us is.
Let's go ahead and roll initiative.
Can
Hold on.
Can
Can
you do
Virla
a reaction
absorb
when you're
elements?
surprised?
Wait a minute. So if he fell into the lava, this wouldn't have been.
So maybe you should have thrown.
Finbar, no!
Maybe I should have thrown him into the lava.
I mean, can I just sort of
maybe
like
shut up.
Danny's knowledge of this? Because he's my coworker. Like,
There's-
he's possessed, right? This is unusual for him.
Something's wrong. Yeah. Go.
You cannot.
You cannot. Correct.
You cannot take a
everyone go ahead
reaction
and
when
roll
you're surprised,
initiative.
So,
Ah!
yeah.
12.
Damn it! This is gonna be all of our great rolls in the past coming to bite us in the ass.
All right. Ooh, a dirty 20 for Danny. 18 for Virla. Finbar sitting down at a 12. And how's Kyana doing?
Initiative-wise or health-wise?
Initiative-wise.
12.
12. Fantastic.
How is she doing health-wise? Holy shit.
Actually, point of order.
Not good.
I am not one to cheat anyone out of a turn. Kyana,
Yes,
you have the alert feat, so you technically cannot be surprised.
I sure do. Uh-huh.
So, here's what happens.
But I
You
still...
guys all standing
Yes?
on the ship.
Ah.
Finbar, you chase the cat up. Danny walks up the gangplank, ready to pull away. Virla walking towards the helm. Kyana, I don't know what you're doing, but you're up there. When this exchange happens, the fireball detonates. Virla, too surprised to cast any spells in reaction to protect yourself. Fire just envelops all of you and roils across the deck of the ship, leaving a huge scorch mark. Everyone is shell shock. An explosion just went off by you, essentially. And,
Yep,
kind of
that
ears
sucked.
ringing. Kiana, you are not so easy to surprise. If you'd like to take a turn, it is technically your turn in combat.
Point of order, does
God.
that mean that Plug would have gotten hit by the fireball? Because he would have also had to make the deck save.
Yeah, let's hit Plug. Why not?
No! What are you doing?
Why not?
I
There's a
must
lot
be
of reasons
fair.
why not.
Plug rolled a... What's his deck save? Oh, Plug is pretty dexterous. But Plug rolled a 17 on his deck save.
That will save.
Oh my god,
So what was half damage?
I think 13.
13? Oh, Plug is still up.
13.
Hoo-hoo.
Wow.
Power word kill.
No.
Good shit, Plug.
Hey,
Alright, so...
vicious mockery is
he's
power
on
word
the-
kill to a commoner.
Oh my god. Alright, so...
Okay.
All right, Kiana. Any thoughts?
Yeah, I know. I think... I never do this. I'm gonna do my what is it? There's a bonus action that lets me dodge for the next turn. I don't like that I just got set on fire.
Patient defense.
Patient defense, yes. I like that. Here's the problem. I'm so low on health right now. I don't know if I want to close.
I know.
But I feel like I'm gonna. I'm gonna, let's see. Oh, we're all so clustered together. Let's not do that. I'm gonna hop off the ship and get closer.
Do what you're gonna...
Wait, sorry.
Do what you're gonna do. Do what you're gonna do.
Alright, I can close that easily. Then I can use my Arms of the Astral Self summon to deal him 2d6 force damage unless he makes a dex save.
All right. You can do that as a bonus action and then action dodge if that's what you'd like to do.
That's what I think might be the move. Although I don't know if that'll help me if he casts another fireball. I think that might just screw me over completely. But
well,
you know what?
would
We'll
you
deal with
be
that when the
close
time
to-
comes.
Being
Damage
close
on
to
the
him
dex
will prevent a fireball from being that much of a problem,
Oh, goody. Okay. Well,
Like, it's
let's
technically
try that then.
Possible for him to catch you, but it's way less likely he's going to be able to do it well, Especially if you, get on the other side of him.
Oh yeah. Oh,
To
that's a
think
good point.
tactically.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, let's cut off his. I mean, I doubt he's going to escape. He's clearly being controlled by the scary bad guy from before, probably. So, bop. I love having so much movement. Oh yeah, just casually.
No. He's just evil.
Yeah. So then I'll do the Arms of the Astral Self summon to deal him 2d6 damage, unless he makes a what is the dex save for that? DC 15.
He actually is proficient in these. But a 3 won't help.
Ha! Finally, 2d6 force damage. This never works. All right, hold on.
Oh, I have to write down his HP.
Oh my god!
Oh, man.
Well, I hope he likes taking 2 force damage.
Oh god.
Ooh, he's looking rough.
Snake eyes. Yeah, wow. Well, that was fun. And then for my action, I'll do patient defense if I can, or just dodge action, I guess. Just get
Fantastic.
ready for a scrap.
So, this fireball explosion, you guys all standing on the deck of the ship. Kiana immediately runs off down the gangplank. How you gonna just duke around him? You gonna jump? How do you close off someone's exit? How does Kiana maneuver herself with all this monk speed?
I'd probably juke around him. I mean, I would flip over him, but I am trying to be efficient about this.
Hey, D&D is where you get to live out your fantasies. If you want to flip over someone, you can feel free.
If that's okay. I mean, I don't really want him doing a
Acrobatics. No, yeah, you're
opportunity attack.
He would.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, you come over. As you go over, the arms come out, and he fully was not expecting you to pull this crazy stunt. Bombarded, but not by that much of force. And you cut off his escape.
Yeah, I know.
That brings us to the top of the initiative. Danny had 20. You turn and see Kiana standing behind him, his just blank expression looking at you, waiting for what you're gonna do.
Oh, that's not my idiot friend. Okay, how, in the process of taking off are we? Could we, within the round, if everyone
someone's-
got their shit together, get the ship moving?
Someone's gotta get in. Let me look at the mechanics, because you can park it and unpark it. You gotta unpark it, and then you got a plane shift, which is at least an action. The plane shift is an action. So let me check. parking. I think parking, unparking is a bonus action. I'm going to double check that after this session, but for the sake of things, let's just say it's a bonus action to unpark it and then an action to plane shift if that's what you want to do.
All right. Danny's gonna, like, size up the situation. Clearly this is not great. And also, like, I give him a lot of shit, but I don't want him to die. So, she's gonna point to Virla in full, like, boat mode. Get the ship moving! And then start running.
Wait, what?
Running for the gangplank. Kind of, like, sliding down the side of it. Then point out to Kyana, get your ass back on the ship!
But he set a fireball on us.
And, I'm gonna cast Grease underneath where he's standing to try and make him go prone.
Okay.
Which is a 10-foot
is that
cube, so it could be
Fantastic.
here.
Fantastic.
It's a
Does that
DC
happen-
15 dex save.
Does he make the save now or at the start of his turn?
He makes it when it appears.
Oh.
Oh, sweet. Okay. DC 15 deck save. Oh my god, another deck save, another 3.
On your ass, Egan!
You see, thud, literally falls on his ass, looks around, says, not as dexterous as I'm used to.
On the ship,
Friggin'
Kyana.
body snatcher.
And I will use my bonus action to tell Plug to go below decks because he's looking a little singed and I don't want him to get hurt.
Yeah, he sisses and then crunches up like an accordion and dashes below.
Squeak.
Yeah, so Danny's just gonna, like, perch on the gangplank, kind of, like, surfing on it a little bit, just yelling out orders at people, and that'll sort of end my turn. We gotta get out of here.
All right. Dirla, you're up.
Yeah. Could I run 30 feet, get in the helm?
Seems that way to me.
Yeah, so I'll do that. Bonus action to unpark, and I will hold
Yes,
my
please
action
do.
to punch it
All right.
until Kiana's back on
I didn't
board.
realize we were planning on booking it. My mistake.
It's Egan's turn. Looks around,
God.
sees you guys, sees you get in the helm, and immediately groks the situation. Says, "Suppose it's my turn to be leaving as well." Turns to look directly
What?
at Kyana. Kyana, make an insight
Don't.
check.
Oh God. Okay.
Come on, Kyana, you're good at these.
14
It's,
with a +7.
something very familiar about this this whole encounter. Turns to look at you and says,
Swear to God.
"I'll be seeing you soon." And there's a purple gateway opens up, and he steps back, and he will cast Dimension Door and vanish.
Wait, he just
Egan?
kidnapped Egan.
He just kidnapped Egan! That asshole!
Just Egan?
so
You can
greasy.
cast Dimension Door, yeah.
No!
Wait,
You introduced a punching bag,
Huh.
and then he actually was the big bad evil guy.
should we? We might need to. We might need to entertain the possibility.
Egan was
that
definitely being
actually is
possessed.
a bad guy.
I probably could have
Wasn't
confirmed
acting
that
like
if I wanted
Egan
to.
in that fight.
Yeah.
Egan's not smart
I would
enough for
have
this.
like done the mind link thing to check for sure, but
Okay.
I don't want to do that because I don't want whatever's in there touching my brain. So, great.
Yeah.
All right. I guess I'm going back on the ship then.
All right. If there's nothing anyone else wants to do, you all board
Should
back on
we
the ship.
tell Otto?
I'll call
that
him when we're on
Egan's
the road.
Fucked off. Okay. Cool.
Cool.
Yeah.
You run. Everyone runs
Back
up.
on
The
the boat.
sails unfurl. The ship drifts a little bit away from the edge, and then there's the sun rushing upwards as you emerge on the cool and dark astral sea.
Once we're on the astral sea, Danny will use the sending stone to call Otto, and give him a Egan is possessed and just left the heap.
What?
If he comes back,
That's
can you
it.
give me a call?
Hold on. Wait. Say that one more time.
Egan
From the
is
beginning.
possessed and he just left the heap. If he comes back, can you give me a call?
Just left. I just spoke to him a minute ago.
What?
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Well, Dimension
Did
Door
he
is
seem
not-
like his normal
not
level of
teleportation.
moron?
Dimension Door only spits you out within 500 feet.
I would say normal level of moron is a pretty good way of describing it. He said that you were following up on the lead to Mechanus, and that was pretty much it.
Well, good news. He didn't notice the 2 points of force damage.
Oh, you might want to clean up the grease by the dock, although, you know what, don't worry about it. And Danny will hang up.
Okay. That's the end of discussion with with Otto.
Hey, Kyana. Did people
what's
used
up?
to possess other beings back at the monastery you lived at? Because that's not usual for Egan.
No! This is not normal for me.
I had to ask. I don't know what your normal is.
I don't think any of this is normal.
I'm starting to think I don't know what my normal is either.
All right, well, let's get you patched up.
Thank you.
I don't know if we can get a short rest, but if not, I can pump some healing in right now.
Do we know how to get to a portal to Mechanus?
That's a good question. I'm gonna say that you probably do. It's probably gonna take. Go ahead, Virla, or yeah, we'll have it be Virla. Roll me 2d4.
2d4? Sure. Either really good or really bad.
That's how many
8
days, quotes, because there aren't really days in the Astral Sea. It's how many days it's going to take you to get to the nearest portal to Mechanus that you
That's
know
okay.
of.
We could use some rest. We could use some R&R time.
Yeah.
I would like a long rest, please.
Yeah.
On a hypothetical scale from 0 to 34, I'm feeling about an 8 right now.
You have 34 hit points? How is that possible?
When we leveled up, I rolled like a 2 on my hit points, and it wasn't low enough that I could re-roll it.
Yeah, we reroll ones, but 2s you gotta sit with.
I had a 31 hit points when we started, and now I have 34, so I hope everyone's happy.
Wow.
My DM fingers are tapping together.
Do we wish to...
Do you think I was just going down in the middle of every fight for funsies?
Of whoever was...
I hit you a lot. I'm not keeping track of how much damage I do to you. I'm like, I'm probably just doing a lot of damage to her.
Okay, next time
take the dodge
we
action
are
more.
stepping on and off this ship, y'all gotta eat some of these candies, and I hand out some treats that
Oh?
essentially they give you temporary hit points.
What?
Danny, how many do you give everyone, each of us?
I can only make 3 per long. Sure, no, I can make these. I make 3 per long rest, and they last for 8 hours. So, and they give you 3 temporary hit points each. So.
What is it?
No, this is
this an item that we can find?
My cooked treats. This is from my chef feet. So.
Chef feet.
These.
And they give you how much?
3 temporary hit points.
Whoa.
So it's a tiny little buffer before we get into combat, but every little bit counts. They are technically sandwiches.
What?
So Finbar hands out these small, almost
tea
like
sandwiches.
yeah,
Like the little macaroons.
small
sandwich.
sandwiches. And he says, he turns to Danny and like, let me know how it tastes. I'm working on some.
Danny will immediately pop one in her mouth. Oh, it's pretty good.
Pretty good.
Yeah, but it's a sandwich, dude. What do you want me to say?
It looks delicious.
Back to
God.
the kitchen it is.
And thus, Finbar's start of darkness.
Everyone is going on their evil, evil subplot.
Finbar, didn't you used to have armor?
Do we wish to discuss the
Didn't
implications?
you used to have armor?
I'm still wearing armor. This is my.
Oof.
I've always had this.
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about the other one, the one I got from hell?
No, I was talking about the armor that you like handcrafted yourself. Yeah, I'm talking about the armor you got from hell.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I don't need.
It's been a stressful afternoon. I apologize.
I understand, but there's me and Kyana. We went out shopping a little bit, and I was looking to get rid of the mark of the devil on it, and but this really nice giant, fantastic. You should have seen his shop. I think you would have loved it. But he had a special ore that he wanted to mess around with, and I said go for it. So it's in the shop for a little bit. So next time we go back to City Brass, I'm doing. I got an upgrade waiting for me. So.
Ooh. Oh, nice.
Okay.
Do we wish to discuss the implications of whoever was possessing?
I don't think he knows where we're going.
Are going.
Well,
Well, he went to speak with Otto, and Otto has no reason
That's
to
true, but
withhold information.
well, I guess we don't know if Egan was still possessed at the time.
You didn't recognize the voice that, like, possessed him at all, did you?
No, this is new to me.
He spoke
I knew there were,
with
like,
his normal, like the sound
Yeah.
was normal, the cadence and the mannerisms changed, but it was still
Completely
his
wrong, yeah.
voice box. It wasn't like
Yeah.
a woman's voice coming out of his body or something like that.
That'd be pretty impressive. Yeah, I don't know.
So we got a thing hunting us down that can get in our heads and possess other people. Is that what this sounds like?
Yeah.
Well, get in somebody's head.
Okay, well I don't like this.
So far, it's only been in
neither.
one head at a time.
That is true.
We need, like, a secret signal so we can always make sure we all know who of the four of us isn't possessed. You know?
I am pretty sure that anyone that can get in our heads can probably figure out what our secret signal is.
No. I think we can make. Because, you know, like, it's like if there was a mimic on the ship that was mimicking one of us, or I guess a doppelganger would be more accurate, and they didn't know we had, like, an in-joke or something. We need, like, a handshake or a call sign or something that only us four in this room would know. And plug.
And then it's in our head, right? So then the person who's in our head...
I have
We
an
don't
idea.
know for sure. We had to, like, respond to them, right?
I have an idea.
Yes? Oh.
Viola?
I have an idea. Why don't we act as though we have a secret handshake or gesture, but in
That does sound
reality
easier.
we do not?
Alright.
Whoever is reading our minds will think there
Well,
is
if
a
they're
handshake
reading our minds,
or
but
gesture.
they just isn't it the same problem?
But there
where they
will
just
not be.
still know that we're pretending to have a secret handshake or gesture.
You have
Oh,
unraveled the logic of your own argument.
How about we just make sure we're ready to fight in case they show up again? I don't know any about this secret
Alright.
mind games
Yeah.
type deal, but just y'all be careful. All right.
I'm gonna keep fixing the engine if we have nothing else to do until we get to Mechanus. I'm very excited for this trip.
I'm gonna take a long rest so I have more than 8 hit points if I can.
Long rests are taken.
Okay.
This
Thank you.
is 8
Yeah,
days of time to work
at
on
some point, yeah.
activities. So, if there's any conversations you want to have, any, like I said, activities you want to, or projects you want to work on, now is the time. In general, you guys fall into sort of a rhythm with the ship. So, if there's anything you want to narrate about that, until now, travel time has been like a day or so. So, while there might be routines there might be jobs and tasks you're taking care of. This is the first time you guys are probably going to fall into a routine as the four of you on the ship. So if there's anything you want to narrate about that, please feel free. And if you have any tasks you want to attend to, why don't we start? I'm sure Dani has something. So
I have a list of something.
I'll start with Sophia.
So in general, for most of the flavor, if anyone ever goes looking for Dani, she's somewhere on the ship tinkering with something. Since we have 8 days,
God, I hope you're
I
on the
would
ship.
like to continue on Dani's
I think
list
we'd
of
all be
fixes,
somewhere
which
on
has
the
been
ship.
tweeted out at this point. And I'm just trying to decide which one of these is the funniest to do right now, because I really do want to do all of them at some point. I've done some trapdooring. I guess, like, since Kyana seems to really need to be kept on her toes right now, like, it seems like she's got a lot going on, and in Dani's mind, like,
What?
there's nothing like being prepared. One of the things that I wanted to work on was building, like, a dummy that would wander the ship and periodically just try and, like, reach
Oh
out
my
and
God.
punch Kyana.
Of course.
I don't know how feasible that is for 8 days. DM, you tell me.
You're an artificially intelligent mobile dummy. You're probably gonna need materials that you don't have. on
Okay,
the ship.
okay, we'll put that one on hold.
I mean, it's totally doable. You're an artificer, but you built a homunculus. You built, what's his name? Plug, who's smarter than,
What's
that
his
machine's gonna be. But
Dani, Dani has no way
Smarter
of
than
knowing
the
this,
average cat.
but this training dummy will do me absolutely no good because I have the alert feat. I can't be surprised while I'm
How do you
conscious,
think you
and it
got
doesn't
the
gain an
alert
advantage. I definitely got it by being ambushed in the monastery every other week. It's not the robot.
Okay, in that case, I have two things I'd like to work on. One, I'd like to continue adding secret passageways, like just holes in walls that are like very well hidden doors, basically, between different rooms. So there are just more ways to get around the ship, but only if you know where they are, and I'm not going to tell anyone where the doors are. If anyone sees me sawing into the wood of the ship, they just get another, don't worry about it.
See, you forget, Finbar has a passive...
It's just like loose paneling
20
that you just are
passive
able
perception.
to like move aside.
He sees...
I
and
can make a
hears
stealth
you-
check if you want.
You want to... Okay, you want... Let's go. Let's go.
Let's do this. We're doing
Yeah.
stealth.
Okay. Oh, okay, not great.
21.
Yeah, no, I rolled a 13.
I'd specifically like to add doors in between
No one knows what Danny's up to.
the boiler room and the kitchen, like, and maybe into like one of the cabinets on, like, so if you would enter into a cabinet from like the boilery room area. Another one somewhere on the middle floor that goes down like a trapdoor into the storage area. And a door between Danny's room and whatever the room adjacent to it is. I don't see the map right now. I think Kyana's. So just more ways for Danny to get
I
from
can bring
room
up
to
the
room.
map. In fact, we should, if we haven't tweeted out, we should tweet it out.
Yes, we
Hold
will
on.
have by the time this
I like to
episode
keep
goes
you guys
up.
resting, because I know everyone's seen the top deck, but I'd also love to give Kyana some stuff in her room, because right now she has a hammock and a stationary dummy to punch.
I am going to
That's all I got, baby.
draw where Danny would like to put secret doors that she could crawl through.
Oh my goodness, you're gonna kill me making
Finbar
these
just
maps.
hears
Please go ahead.
Danny noises all over the ship, and he's like, you know what? I'm not even gonna bother. Let her do her thing.
Danny noises. Oh, that's the
And one already.
There's already,
fitting.
Yeah.
You're making adjoining hotel room doors.
There's one,
already
like,
doors
trap
right
door
there,
there.
to the other rooms.
It's about mobility.
Yeah.
And then one.
There's already the kitchen. It's an open kitchen. There's already a
That's
door
the
going
trapdoor
from the engine
down,
room into the kitchen.
To the brig E. So that's Danny's primary objective, and I'm trying to do this without anyone else noticing. Not really maliciously, but just because I don't want anyone to ask me what I'm up to. And I want them to look as seamless as possible.
Oh my god, yeah. Roll his tools check as if I possibly need to see the outcome of this roll.
no.
24.
There we go.
Oh my god.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
Yeah, my pass.
So as
My
far as
passive
you guys
investigation
know,
is 22.
only Virla has
Oh
seen
my
Danny
God.
in the process of making any of these doors, and only one of them.
Well, all right.
You filled all these doors.
Does that take up pretty much my whole 8 days?
You know,
I just have one other. Yeah.
You know,
okay.
we laugh now, but then just wait until we have yet another
Yeah,
below
yeah.
deck combat in which Danny will be able to utilize
You
these
laugh
secret
now, but
passageways.
it's all gonna come up, Danny, later on.
Yeah.
And when I'm not actively sawing the doors together, I will be available for conversation, but you have to find Danny. She's just somewhere below decks.
Oh, of course.
That's pretty much my 8 days at this point.
Does anyone else have anything they'd like to narrate? Encounters, forming and falling into a routine, or any projects they want to work on?
To help with the passage of time, Finbar, has like a lunch that he forces everyone to attend, just for the sake of timekeeping,
Oh, that's very sweet.
and unplugging from our various devices.
No phones at the
Step
table.
away from the helm for a little bit.
No electronics at the table, merely just like face plants on the table.
That's funny as hell.
Plug is not allowed at the dinner
Danny
table.
tries to sneak him in anyway.
What? Just fully like under the vest.
Through the trap door and the trap door on the table, and just
His little hatch opens up.
Oh god. And for each of the 8 days,
man.
Finbar is trying to perfect his sandwich recipe. He needs to outdo this
ahead.
hoagie.
Go ahead and make a chef's tools check. So chef tools
Okay.
plus wisdom. So I think that's
Uh-huh.
just proficiency plus wisdom.
Yeah, so this is a +7. Here we go. and I will guide myself on this. I will pray
Please.
to the stars. And add a D4 on this. Cool. That is a 24.
God, please, will Dani like this?
Nice.
Nice.
Just like Dani falling into her secret routine, people come up to you, as you're just 8 days focused on perfecting the sandwich. Just more, don't worry about it. Interactions. First off, I want to say, I want to give an inspiration, varying character for Finbar to be concerned about the passage of time and keeping track of everything.
Yeah.
So to force these regular meals for camaraderie, but also so that people don't fall in. We know how easy it is to, become a gremlin and have a totally messed up schedule. So nothing but respect for Finbar trying to keep everyone healthy in that respect. And totally. What kind of sandwich does Finbar make that is gonna beat this hoagie out of the water? Blow this hoagie out of the water.
Well, he doesn't want to abuse the spice of deliciousness, but he needs this win. So regardless of the ingredients, he throws a little bit of that in there, but he picked up in the market. So the main thing he went for was the armor while in the city of brass, but he picked up some ingredients, some of the fire slugs, some rare spices and herbs, and again, like, he's doing this specifically for Dani. So it's a little on the spicier side, because I know she likes she's used to spicier foods.
I ate spicy food before
but
we started recording this.
there
podcast.
are different versions of the sandwich. So there's one specifically for Dani, and then there's one specifically for Virla that he's experimenting with different kinds of oils. Again, he has no idea how Virla eats or whether or not he enjoys
That's heartbreaking.
his food.
Because Virla does not eat oil. Virla eats.
So it's somehow Virla's sandwich seems a little wet, but not in a way that's off-putting. It's definitely a wetter sandwich.
You're going for a good moisture ratio.
Yeah. And then for Kyana, he sticks with the basics. Lettuce, tomato, and various meats that he can that he has in his pantries, and his special sauce from the Pixies, which he will never tell what the secret ingredient is, but it doesn't matter. And so, like,
Don't worry about it.
he listens to input on each of the sandwiches on each of the 8 days, and then on the 8th day he presents his masterwork to each of the crew members.
I feel like at some point in these 8 days, Virla will have to come clean and explain that he's perfectly capable of eating, food, and he has snuck a few bites of what Finbar has been offering. It's just like for the sake of he appreciated Finbar trying to accommodate for Virla, and he just partially he thought it was really funny, partially he didn't have the heart to tell him that Virla doesn't eat gears, doesn't drink oil. But he could not keep this charade up. It's like, I have a truth to tell you. I apologize for keeping this from you for so long, but I cannot in good conscience eat this and lie to your face about it. I cannot eat this.
Finbar kind of looks at the sandwich. He's like, okay, good. It's a little wet anyways. And he kind of just slides it off the table, like, the cat will eat that.
Yeah, Plug runs over and immediately starts like.
Plug is all over it.
Don't eat that. You're gonna throw
Plug
up later.
grabs it, and then Plug disappears. You're like, where'd Plug go? Plug goes into the secret entrance.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about
Runs
it.
off into the cabinet.
I look
Finbar
at
rushes
Dani
out,
for like
opens
2
the cabinet.
seconds.
Dani doesn't even register. I like take a bite of the sandwich. Oh, this is pretty good, Finbar.
Still pretty good.
You are getting-
This is objectively a better sandwich. If you want to play it off, Dani, roll a deception check.
Yeah, man, give Finbar
I think
this
in
win.
Danny's mind, it's just these are two different kinds of sandwiches. They're both good. They're just different directions. But I rolled a 2 on deception.
You can tell
Tears in her eyes.
It's a big bluff. It's just Finbar. She's really trying to hold it together.
In euphoria. It's okay.
It's good, dude.
On the flip side, you are getting no helpful feedback from me because every one of these sandwiches is one of the best things I've eaten in my life.
Why can't y'all just be like Kyana and appreciate the time and work that I put in to accommodate for your taste buds?
Whatever. Presumably, Virla comes clean before the 8th day. So whatever Finbar presents on the 8th day, like Virla will eat like wholeheartedly, and it will be delicious.
So he kind of, after everyone finishes to eat, he cleans up after everybody and says, "Thank you for dealing with my sandwiches." And he will go and wash the dishes.
While he's in the kitchen, Danny will come up to him, like, kind of sheepishly, like, "Hey, Finbar. Thanks.
Hey, how's it going, little one?
Thanks for trying really hard to make the sandwiches. Because you're a good friend, so I feel like I should tell you that I added something to the kitchen. But we're not, you're my good friend, so I also want to annoy you, so I'm not going to tell you what I added. I just want you to know that there is something new here."
Okay.
And then Danny's going to walk into the engine room through the normal door.
Does Dani think that's an apology, or is she still being a little smartass?
Oh, she's being a smartass.
That's the most
It's both the most sincere compliment and then immediately followed by her being like, "This is too much emotional vulnerability for one day. I'm going to be a little bit of a smartass."
Finbar is going to laugh and chuckle to himself. He's like, it's always exciting on the actual steam with these guys.
All right.
Oh,
That's Finbar. Kyana, anything that you would like to do? Any routine or any encounters that you would like to do over these 8 days? Feel no pressure. If the answer is just the normal stuff, that's totally fine.
The problem is, I am really not liking the active role this new psychic bad guy is taking in possessing random innocent people and chasing us down with them. And I think I know that I have above average resistance to psychic stuff. Like that is part of the monastery, so I think I would probably know that I took to it a little better. But I'm genuinely starting to get worried about what might happen if someone else on the crew gets whammied, since that seems like a totally possible thing. And I don't think any of them have any of the countermeasures I have, but I don't know if there's a single goddamn thing I can do about that. So,
anything
Kyana makes us all do meditations with her every day to strengthen.
I don't think I could persuade anyone to do that.
Come do some yoga with me.
Oh, Finbar would love to.
Oh, you wish this was yoga. God. It is sitting. I was never good at meditation anyway, so it won't help.
No, it's an excellent thought.
Virla's great at sitting still.
You're not going to impart psychic resistance upon anyone, but you can share a little bit of, whatever you might have found useful and worth holding on to from your time at the Cenobium.
Well, I think part of the problem is my psychic resistance is a racial trait, but I have no way of knowing that. So I probably just assume that the fuck around stuff that I do is what works. So it's just I just imagine really interesting stuff while I'm sitting there, and then the 45 minutes fly by while you're meditating, and it's that's the opposite of a helpful meditation technique to actually develop psychic resistance. But I don't know that. I don't know. This is the thing I'm worried about, but I have no way of actually practically doing anything about it. And I don't know if I'd think to bring it up with anybody, because I don't think there's anything they can do about it either. And I don't want to bring up a potential source of constant anxiety that nobody can do anything about.
It sounds like you're already a source of constant anxiety that no one can do anything about.
Well, that's why I'm trying not to bring it up with anybody. I don't want them to worry. But I don't know what to do.
Does this mean that, is Kyana walking around seeming outwardly very stressed?
I don't think Kyana has a very high...
Kyana's probably moving around.
So I think anyone with a decent wisdom... Not Dani.
I certainly do not.
I'll allow it. Anyone who's, keen to would pick up on it.
Hey, Hey, Kyana, you doing all right over there?
Yeah. Mostly, you know.
All right. You need to sit down. Let's sit down for a little bit. You're pacing around. You causing friction on the floor. Dani won't like that.
Yeah. Sorry. Also, it's like creaking weird over there. I don't know if anything's wrong with it, but it felt a little loose.
Don't think about it. Like God knows what this girl's doing.
Okay. Okay.
You hear the distant clattering of a wrench.
What's on your mind? It seems a little heavy.
Yeah, I don't know anything about what's been going on with the spooky psychic voice guy. I don't know who that is. I don't know what they want. And I don't know how to stop them from doing what they're doing. And that scares me.
I don't know much about what's going on either. But
yeah,
my time in the Feywild has taught me that you can only do so much preparation. You can only anticipate so many possible outcomes to any given situation. At some point, you gotta learn to let some of that go and be more present. Right now, it's been a couple days. They haven't come up. And
yeah,
you worrying is going to do more damage in the long run. You got me, you got Dani, you got Villa, and that's all that matters.
Yeah.
We're going to get through this together, and we're going to have your back every step of the way.
I hope so.
And on top of that, I got this cool little trick. He pulls out his star map. It's a little wooden block with sort of cheese holes, and he sort of holds it up, and he says, studying the stars, you learn a couple of interesting tricks, and to protect yourself from some of the things out there, there's this cute little spell called protection from good and evil. It has a couple of benefits. It don't last too long, but worst case scenario is it'll protect us from any sort of possession or charms or anything this weird little voice trying to squirm in our ears are gonna do. That's the only thing that I got in terms of hard magic, but it's better than nothing.
No, yeah, that's actually very comforting. Thank you.
So yeah, no, in terms of what Finbar has in terms of anticipating or protecting against some sort of possession from this entity, he has protection from good and evil prepared and on deck.
Very cool.
Ooh.
That is good.
Very cool, Finn.
Phew. You guys disperse from the hallway and the trapdoor slowly raises and closes after
Like a Disney animatronic, just like...
Oh man, Dani's just going to be privy to all our conversations now.
Fantastic. Kyana, is there anything else you'd like to do? If not, we're going to move on to Virla.
Yeah, that basically got me covered. I think I'm good,
All
actually.
Right.
We'll try to avoid
Virla,
stressing so
what
much.
would you like to do?
It's in a couple parts. First of all, I think he would want to keep trying to figure out anything that he can glean from his previous memories. But whether or not you want to like do another roll, I'm totally fine with him not really being able to learn anything new. I think any new information that might come to him would have to come from Mechanus. But he will try to just kind of like basically investigative turns, go over his notes again, like see if he had missed something again. But additionally, he is still very grateful for, in his mind, just the very selfless act that Dani, Finbar, and Kyana are doing for him. And so he would want to try in his own way to sort of like give a little something back. And that essentially will come in the form of him scouring through his data spheres to try and find, for Dani, anything regarding just like cool mechanics that he might have come across, maybe anything from his previous data spheres, like that it had like cool mechanisms, or maybe a previous function of the ship that had been not been adapted that Dani might like. For Finbar, any unique creatures or foods that Virla might have come across. He was also just part of him being upfront about him being capable of eating was also stems from this desire to want to just sort of like give something back. And then for Kyana, his passive insight is a 12, so I'm not sure if he would necessarily glean that Kiana's stressing or something like that. But if he is, then he would want to like maybe do some research and see if there was anything about people who can speak in other people's minds, just to sort of gain information on the enemy, so to speak, just so that in Virla's mind, he can't prevent whatever this person is doing, but at least the team can be more prepared for if and when it does.
Fantastic. So that's a lot of things. Let's break it into chunks. I'll say you're going to be able to accomplish probably some of that. So what's the thing you'd most like to accomplish? And we'll start there.
Sure. It'll definitely be giving back to the crew.
Okay.
So like if it's like a matter of just like splitting that up amongst the 8 days and however you see fit, that's going to be his main priority. Since they're already on the way to Mechanus, it's less of a priority for him to kind of go over his notes again.
Got it. I would say that going over stuff for all of them is probably going to take you a little bit. So let's break it into 3 quick rolls, and some of this might be information I can provide you now. Some of it maybe I'll have to write up post-session, particularly like meals for Finbar. But
yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, where do you want to start? Noir?
He'll start with Dani.
Okay. So you're curious about new mechanisms, things, perhaps old functions of the ship, something she could instill herself. Install herself. Go ahead.
Install.
Yeah.
Roll
roll refurbish. I don't know.
Roll history.
All right. Dirty 20.
Ooh.
Dirty 20, certainly. So you're going over your notes. You're like going over past things, trying to find anything that could potentially be of interest to Dani, which is fairly wide.
I'm not picky.
Net. There's all sorts of different stuff. You do know it has come up before. There's a scrapyard. The second layer of Acheron is the largest scrapyard. So there's definitely a note about that, and you do a little research finding out how to get to that second layer, because getting from layer 1 to layer 2 of a lot of planes is just as tough as getting from like Sigil to the plane of fire, for example, but in a completely different way. You guys make it easy just by having a spelljammer that can sail you there. Most people struggle as it is. So getting from layer 1 to layer 2 is a big deal. So you look into that. You also, with Mechanus on the mind, find mentions in your notes of there is an order, I should say, there's an academy in Mechanus called the Transcendent Academy that is run by a group called the Council of Cogs, which are artificers who look for ideas from all over the Planescape. They're very competitive and exclusive, but it is a place to start in terms of people to talk to and maybe ideas there. So as opposed to finding a blueprint, you find all these like kind of like leads for where you might find that kind of stuff.
Awesome.
All right.
Yeah, I think
do something. Yeah,
given the immediacy of it, I think he would want to try and see if he can learn anything about what might be reading people's minds, or the crew's minds and stuff like that. It's a pretty broad thing. I don't think Virla or the rest of the crew would know would immediately think Illithid. Yeah. I think that was a metagamey thing, but yeah.
Go ahead and roll me Arcana, and I'd like you to describe Virla's thought process. What sort of notes is Virla taking into this to help narrow down the search beyond toxin mines?
Yeah, okay. Well, first he would want to... Virla has not had his mind read, so he would probably want to ask the crew about this, just sort of like the nature of what was being said. To Kyana particularly, like if the voice sounded familiar, if they spoke on familiar things. He'd also want to note Egan, who he would want to ask Dani, has Egan had spellcasting abilities before?
Yeah, you go looking for Dani, and she opens the door into your room from hers and, like, pokes her head out from it. What's your question?
Oh, mind the data spheres.
Alright.
Has Egan been able to cast spells before?
DM, was Egan able to cast spells before?
Yes, he's an artificer.
Oh, okay.
He is?
So that's not very helpful.
Are we rivals?
Would he have been?
What?
Would
I
he
didn't
have
think
had the
so, but I
capability?
kind of feel like the answer is yes.
Would he have had the capability to cast the spells that he could?
Well, he's not better than me, so probably not. But he's a fire genasi, and it was a fire spell, so honestly, anything goes.
Yeah. Okay. Then I guess really the only thing, besides also asking Kyana, but I don't think there was anything too specific, just kind of very general threats of, like, returning to the order, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the implication was, like, this is my boss's boss, and he has scarier bosses. I don't know anything about any of this, because they didn't tell me anything. And I still don't know why they're after me so specifically. And I didn't know they could do that, so that's cool.
So I guess then it would be cross-referencing people with mind reading / possession abilities with
I can't. Sorry, hold on. I should probably make a roll on this because I know that the fact that it recoiled at the sound of Gith as a language probably is a point in the illithid category, but I don't know if Kyana would make that connection. Should I, like, roll something to see if I figure that one
I'm
out?
gonna say
For years.
I'm gonna say you.
I did, but I don't think I punched any
No.
illithid.
I'm going to say that Kyana might not know the significance of it, but Kyana, just make me like a DC. Let's see, it's going to be pretty low to include it in the list of things you tell Virla that you find relevant.
As a detail.
Go
yeah,
ahead,
exactly. That the only time it seems
go ahead,
kind of
make me
shaken.
like a DC 7 wisdom check. Like, all right, do you just have the presence of mind to not leave it out?
All right, let's see. Come on, baby. Oh, yeah. Okay, we're good. I got a 9. I needed to roll a 3 or higher, and I got a 5.
Nice.
Yeah, you mention it.
So, like, right at the end.
Virla, you
Yes, Virla.
have been investigating the presence of psionic abilities as martial prowess. Twice now you've investigated that, and you have learned not of anyone who specifically is trained the exact same way that Kyana is. And you've done some pretty deep digging. Now, you don't have all the records, but maybe there's something there. Go ahead with what she tells you. Go ahead and make me a history or arcana check. You're equally good at both of them. This is the problem with Planescape, is that history, things that have happened, is always magical, so it's also kind of arcana. I realized that the other day I was thinking about that. I was like, everything here is super, there's no like mundane, like, oh yeah, you want to know like who the king 3 kings ago was? Everything
Politics.
is magical. Go ahead and roll for me, Noir.
Oh, hell yes. That's a natural 19. So,
What's your total?
Nice.
26.
There we go.
26. You hear this, and you think back, as I was just narrating, you think back to the investigations you've done so far, looking at the martial prowess through with a psionic empowerment. You were thinking, like, you were trying to find someone like Kyana, and you couldn't. And you realize maybe the lack of any exact matches wasn't because you weren't finding it. It's because it wasn't there. This is a completely unique case. Her specific monastic tradition, to use game terms, perhaps is, maybe this isn't the only case, but if so, it's so secreted away that you weren't going to find it looking even in extensive libraries. You hear the mention that she said of Gith, and you flash back to all this research you've done on the Gith. Go back, and I'm imagining like the equivalent of like going back to the book, like that you dog-eared, and like you pull this huge tome off, open it, but instead it's a data sphere that you plug in, and you're flashing back. You see a pattern start to emerge. You see a pattern of...
I've connected the dots.
You're connecting the dots. Charlie Day's out. You see a pattern emerge.
Yes.
The Gith, both Githyanki and Githzerai, taken in as a group of people held enslaved for generations, imbued with psionic abilities that rose up against their masters. Take another orb. The Dwargar, a group of beings, a race, taken enslaved and imbued with psionic abilities that manifest completely differently than that of the Gith. You see this pattern emerging several times, and at the start of every pattern, the same piece of the puzzle.
The Illithid.
Illithid.
The emergence of
This
psionic
pattern
abilities.
always
That's
pushing
so cool.
for the emergence
that's
of
really cool.
psionic abilities to be greater use than the generation before. Always overthrown. Scum, the aberrations, the true aliens to the planescape, if ever there were any, the aberrations. This specific sect, the Illithid, you find as the linchpin at all of these connecting mysteries.
Ooh, baby.
Oh man.
Powerful,
Virla and the big conspiracy board.
powerful psionic creatures. It is completely within the realm of possibility that they would be somehow pulling the strings with whatever tools they might have at their disposal.
I will immediately just kind of... This is the most emotion the Vila... Oh! Vila will immediately run out and like try and like gather everyone. And it basically
job.
just like Charlie
What?
basically Charlie Day Pepe Silva did. Look at the
Pepe Sylvia, Pepe
look at the
Sylvia.
Gith, look at the Gith Yankee. A race of people. I basically parrot exactly a race of people who have been bred and raised specifically to have psionic capabilities, overthrew their master. And then I say, what was the other race? You said
The
I heard
Dwargar.
Dwargar.
Dwargar?
Yeah.
Yes.
The Dark Dwarfs?
Yeah.
I think. Yeah. Oh, I actually would know about
You
Dwargar.
would have heard of Dwargar, yeah.
Race
that. Yeah.
race of dwarves bred for stronger psionic capabilities by the Illithid. And then I point at Kyana. A monastic group guarding a portal to the Underdark. Bred for psionic capability. All signs point to the Illithid.
That does make a lot of sense.
Noir, take an inspiration.
All right, I feel like it's a coin flip if I know
because
about the
you
Illithid.
do not know anything about Illithid. It is never come
Yeah.
up.
Oh, suspicious, considering it's the Underdark. I feel like, if anything, that's more evidence in this
But,
column's
it's
favor.
not...
These what now?
not knowing a piece of evidence, it's... How could Kyana could have ever pieced that together? Noir, go ahead and take an inspiration, because I think you cracked that in episode 2 or 3. And I've been sitting on this
Yep.
with a poker face that whole time.
Oh, that's so cool.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
cool.
I love fucking...
And it-
that's great. I feel smart.
Just because I thought about
Squid.
insulting them in a
The
creative
fact that
way.
when you were like, oh, I insult them in Gith, I was like, no,
Ooh, that's good.
my mystery.
do it.
That's
And
good.
that's what
That'll do it.
Hey, you want a mystery to be
Gith
solved?
for dummies, Illithid, big bad evil guys. The dots are all connecting. That's why Gith for dummies was on the ship.
Can someone make one of those domino memes where it's like Dani picking up Gifts for Dummies,
Yeah.
discovering the deep mysteries of the multiverse?
Yeah.
Austin, I don't
boy.
know why we're all surprised. This was exactly what we scripted. This is we wrote this, and we're just.
It was supposed to be the end of episode reveal. We got there too fast, guys. Read your lines slower. Fantastic. Yeah. So Virla drops this bombshell on all of you. Illithid, I mean, with the exception of Kyana, which is this is a noteworthy hole in your information. The Illithid, or how most of you probably know them, the Mind Flayers, are a dark scourge on the planescape. Tales of when they used to sail between worlds before the Spell Plague took out most of the Spelljammers are still, and before the Gith rose up, are still legendary. You know that anecdote in Pirates of the Caribbean where they're like the Black Pearl, wherever they go, there's no survivors, who tells the stories. It was a real case of that. You know, they would go somewhere, they would eat their fill and scour the land and create new thralls. And yeah, they were a blight until the Gith, under the leadership of the first Gith, named Gith, overthrew them, and they have been on the back foot ever since, being hunted down whenever they crop up. The Githyanki and the Githzerai, the only thing that can unite them is burning out the small corrupted places that Illithids still hide away from the sun.
Well, now.
Well, that's a
Can
lot.
I, like, squint at Kyana and see if she looks like she's got any, like, stealthily disguised tentacles on her or anything?
Perception check.
Yeah, similar to how Virla
God.
in episode 2 tried to like to see if he was Gith by like trying to like see if the nose was illusory. He'll just try sort of like tickling under the chin to feel for any tentacles.
I'm very confused
That's
by
a
what's
dirty
happening
1.
right now.
I rolled a 2, but I have a -1 to perception.
You look behind her.
No!
You swear you can see somewhere underneath her cloak there's like a little bit of movement, and you're like, that's a tentacle.
What is
I'll punch it.
What?
Roll to attack!
Alright. Now.
No.
Unarmed strike.
Oh, God.
That's a 16 to hit.
What's your AC?
My AC is 17.
Okay,
swat.
Dani comes to slap you, and you just catch the hand.
What's happening? What are we doing?
Alright. We got
Is this about that robot thing?
we got a couple things happening right now.
Do you have
we on our way to
tentacles?
Mechanus.
Wait, do the astral arms count? I don't
Do
think so.
they count?
No.
Do I have tentacles? Oh my god. Because at this
Nobody
point,
here
like,
has
it's like,
tentacles.
Okay.
Nobody
the mind
here.
flayers do weird stuff to the people. They give them psychic powers, and I'm like, wait, what happened? Why do I have psychic
Plug is
powers?
just around the other side.
never
of
questioned this
her
before.
cape, trying to like sneak his little cat head underneath to see if there's any tentacles.
It's a shawl. It's not even a cape. You could probably see through
Yeah,
it.
pretty much.
So we on our way to Mechanus.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
priority number 1.
Yes.
Now,
Yes.
I had spent time on another spell jamming, and I heard tales about them. What Illithids, mind flayers, these squids. I ain't never met any of them. I don't know how dangerous they are, but this doesn't sound too good.
No.
At some point, we're gonna have to find a way to deal with it. I have no idea where to start.
Yeah, I was gonna try punching it, but I'm pretty sure they're gonna be prepared for that.
Know thy enemy.
Yes.
We have a name, so we can be more aware
That's true.
of it.
We know they mess with your brain.
So most likely any sort of psychic damage will be.
So we're gonna have to find a way to deal with that.
You know, you'd think they'd have figured out that this was a bad idea because, like, the first thing I learned was resisting psychic attacks. How did they think this was gonna go?
The fact that they have also failed multiple times to create and subjugate a race of psionic people, perhaps we are giving them more credit than is due.
Yeah, maybe they're just dumb, actually. Maybe this will be fine.
They made it this far.
Oh, God.
I mean, the
Intelligence
stories.
and
the
wisdom
stories-
are truly two different areas of expertise. They may be smart, but they may not be wise.
Ah.
The stories say that
I wonder what
at
that's
some point they
I would
they
know.
used to rule the planescape. Is that correct?
Virla?
So
Yes. Well, I was not there, but I've heard stories.
Probably.
so they definitely dangerous.
On the other hand, that's actually good because that means anywhere we go, they'll probably know what we're dealing with and not like them very much.
Yeah,
So we're not
they probably can't, like,
in this
show their
alone
face
exactly.
on just any old plane easily, you know? There's a reason that they're probably hanging out on the mundane plane a lot of the time, so...
Yeah,
I guess we
anytime
gotta
they
just
stick
hope we
their squid face out, Gith notoriously show up and slaughter them.
We could go ally with
We
the
might
Gith.
want to try talking to. Yeah, we might want to try talking to
I was
Enoch
just gonna
later.
go see if we can find some
After we
pirates.
deal with the
Yeah,
Mechanist
let's
stuff.
do Mechanist first.
That sounds
we
like a
know how
plan.
to deal with Enoch.
You know
yeah.
what? I like that. That sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
We can do that. So,
And I definitely remember his special instructions he gave me on how to find them, even though I didn't write them
Probably
down.
somewhere
Help
in
me out,
limbo.
Jen.
We just gotta find a portal there.
Well,
I'll just re-listen to the episode.
Last time on Rolling with Difficulty.
Virla will
Available on all your favorite podcasting platforms.
Virla will reach into his satchel and take out a bone that has contact other plane on it.
Ooh.
Oh!
We don't need to do
That's
this right now. But that is good for later. When we need to, we can call up Enoch and be like, "We figured it
So
out.
it sounds like
It's really
we've
bad,
got
actually."
something of a
Dots.
to-do list. Go to Mechanist.
Yeah.
That is number one. And
Yeah.
Then we-
Mechanist first.
not blow,
not blow it up. Then we call Enoch and
Yeah.
do whatever that requires of us.
Remember when the conceit of this show was that every episode was going to be self-contained?
This is our Tales of Ba Sing Se episode. It's a series of short vignettes that are all somewhat interconnected.
Finbar, you might want to
Every
take like
episode is
2
all-
steps to the
all
left.
go, no stop, you know. It never means anything. You gotta take
Yeah.
the time to solve
he takes
problems.
5 steps
No,
to
of
the left.
course.
Speaking
That's
of
another,
solving
that's
problems,
another name for this
Oh, I
podcast.
love it. It's
All go,
great.
no stop.
Yeah.
Virla, you pull out that contact other plane's bone, and as you look, you kind of pull it up and look at it. You look outside the porthole, and you realize that the ship sort of lazily drifting, basically at like 5 feet around because no one's in it. It just has kind of forward momentum.
Oops.
Barely moving at all, basically. But you realize that you guys are coming up on the portal that you need to travel to Mechanist.
Whoops.
I'll dash to it and reassume the helm
Yeah, let's just scooch.
and steer the ship towards the portal.
I'll make
A
direct
bucket-
eye contact with Finbar and then jump through one of my trapdoors to leave this conversation.
A bucket of ice water thrown on this revelation. You all split up to take your stations. Virla, sitting in the helm, taking control. The ship immediately kind of shifts upright a little bit more under your control now. Moves further, faster, awake, beginning to form behind it again. You see approaching the diamond blue ringed portal to Mechanist. And as you crest over, you approach not only the Clockwork Nirvana, but you hope answers at long last. And that's where we're going to go ahead and end the episode.
Woo!
Yeah!
Wow.
Mike dropped. Jaw
Wow. Seriously,
open.
guys. I was like, I wonder when this
Yeah.
reveal will come, because... well, maybe postseason we'll talk about it more.
None of us
They had
wanted to
several
metagame it
thoughts,
into happening.
And
Yeah.
I really thought it was actually going to have... At this point, I was like, it probably will be when they encounter something that like makes it obvious it's Illithid. But you guys solved it. Good job.
Nice work, team.
Yeah.
Some good rolls. Some good insights.
Thank you, everyone, for listening. Thank you for joining. So much solved. So much happened. And we will see you next week when we enter into Mechanist, the Clockwork Nirvana. Bye, guys.
I am so excited.
Yeah.
I'm going to cause so many problems.
Spanner in the works.
Hi, I'm Sophia Ricciardi, aka Just Dani, and you just finished listening to an episode of Rolling with Difficulty. I bet you've got a taste for adventure now, don't you? Lucky for you, we'll be back next week with another fix of plane hopping nonsense. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or just want to contact the pod, feel free to email us at rollwithdifficulty@gmail.com. If you enjoyed the show, please rate us and leave a review on your podcast platform of choice, and be sure to check out our socials linked in the show notes below for fun extras like character art, Q&As, and more. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a cat to track down. Here, plugs.